Man, what up, world? What up, family? It's your boy Mac. Stay Ready Boxing TV with another chop session, Sunday chop session with Stay Ready and Jay Good. What's up with it, my brother?
Miggity Miggity Mac, what's the deal? What's going on, player?
Man, just in the cut like a band aid. You know me.
Already, already.
I see you had to pull up the chat, huh?
Yeah, make sure I'm on point.
hmm Mahari Nation first in the building. Salute to Mahari.
So with it, Abel. Big Ark, I see you.
Yeah, Architect One. What's up with it, family? Man, appreciate everybody that came through checking in with us. T.S. Frank, the odd fellow. Greetings from the north side. Y'all know us. We chilling on the Sunday, sipping on this good old yak.
What's
But
that?
man,
Hold on, before you get started. Okay.
I was just gonna tell you about it, man. Y'all, I'm not even gonna lie to you. What's up with the brothers UK? What's up? What's up, man? Look, so check this out. I'm not one of the people that run behind rappers or artists or people to drink their liquors because I have my liquors that I like to drink. Uh, Martell, Remy 1738, or the pure white Hennessy. But my kinfolk fucked around and talked me into buying a bottle of this for my birthday. So I bought a bottle, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this shit ain't cheap. This shit ain't cheap. When you go to Total Wine, this shit's still $54.
What is that again?
This is Branson. This is 50 cents cognac. Branson cognac. And man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This shit's so motherfucking smooth. You can take a shot of this right now and it won't burn. I'm talking smooth, smooth.
Man,
Like a scotch.
a lot of that shit that these rappers be pushing, man. I'm some of that shit I ain't even feeling like
I
it was
don't like it.
some it was something a while back. I want to say like 20 grand or something like that. It was like some vodka and some brandy infused vodka, some shit
It
like
was cognac infused vodka. What's
yeah.
up, Gay? What's up, Quick? Man, so let me tell you about that 20 grand. My kinfolk bought a bottle of that shit and brought it to my house one day. We was having a get together. And this was like 5, 6 years ago. And the moment we cracked that bitch open and I tasted it, I spit that shit out. I said, "What the fuck is this?" He said, "Man, it's some cognac vodka." I said, "Man, this shit ain't no cognac. This syrup. I want this bullshit."
Yeah. Yeah, it shit didn't taste right to me, man. And I guess because I'm not really that big on vodka. Shit early in the game when I started sipping vodka, man, my cousin, my kinfolk, this nigga was on some cheap man shit. So he was on the plastic bottle. He was on that McCormick. So, getting started out early in the game on that messed my gut up. So that kind of just like I went downhill on vodka and pretty much all things clear. So I can't do it, man. I know a lot of people are the exact opposite. They
So,
prefer clear over brown. Give me that brown. Give me that brown, and I'm good.
man, what's up with it, Mr. Tiptoe in the building? Quick, G5 Gabe, Crush the Legend, Philly in the house. The architect one, I said I already spoke to you, La La D. What's up with it? E. Woodson in the building, man. Salute to y'all coming through, coming through. You know what I'm saying? Man, let me tell you, I can't fuck with the clear, but it's a but. It's two vodkas that I can drink right now and won't have no problem out of it. Number one, I can drink Grey Goose. Uh, Number two, I can drink. It's an Australian vodka called Corabon. That's some good vodka. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. That is a damn good vodka and it's cheap, but it's good. It don't
Uh,
mess with my stomach. La la D, you can keep that smearing off. I don't want none of that.
did you say Corba?
Corabon.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about my man's Corba.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Let me see. Watch this. It stole the seat. Okay.
It sounds like some Russian type shit.
No, it's Australian.
Okay.
I just come to find out it's made in Corabong, Australia.
Mm.
So gonna show y'all a picture of the bottle, and the shit ain't that bad. So this is the vodka, and it ain't that bad at all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's real work. Oh, and Belvedere, I can fuck with Belvedere, but I'll let you high end vodkas, you know. But that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I can do it if it's if it's like the only thing around. I'll do some some vodka and Sprite, but I don't know, man. It just seemed like my body. It seemed like that vodka just bogs me down the next day. It's like I can't just my body don't respond to it right. You know what I'm saying? It's like that next day I'm just sluggish. It's not the same as the brown. So now I can do the tequilas. I can do those, but all that other stuff, nah, I'm good on that.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. My stomach is picky on tequilas. Don Julio and Patron for me.
Yeah.
Cause man, the last time I drank Jose Cuervo was 2010, 4th of July weekend. We was at the lake, we was kicking it, and they said it was a party that night. Me and my best friend said we had went to the liquor store. We was trying to find a liquor store that was open, and we found one deep off in the country in the woods that was still open. And shit, the only thing we found that we would drink was some Jose Cuervo. Bought some Jose Cuervo, man. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We didn't got tipsy. I said, well, shit, bro, let's go to the crib, sleep this buzz off. Shit, we're gonna get up and we're gonna go to the party tonight. Bet. Nigga went to the crib and fell asleep. Nigga, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Nigga didn't wake up till like 11 that night. I called my partner. He said, nigga, I just woke up too. I'm like, what the fuck was that we were drinking? And make the nigga sleep like it was nighttime. And was still tired. We were like, nigga, you still want to go to the party? Fuck no. Shit, I'm sluggish than a bitch. I'm like, nigga.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I can't call it, man. I see where Big Ark talking about that brown tequila. I can
yeah, I can food
the brown tequila. Yeah. But yeah, you know me, man. It's hell. I mean, today, of course, it was the usual on that Johnny, and then in my flask, I had some of that some of that Jameson. So
a bit Irish.
Yeah.
How you like that new cigar case, man?
Oh man, I'm loving it. I'm loving.
Hey, the only thing you gotta oil that cutter. I put gun oil on my cutter, but you gotta oil that cutter.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of wanted to have like a worn look to it, worn down look to it. Yeah, it's player, man. I'm really liking that.
Tell them that bitch nice. That bitch nice. That's why I got mine. And then that little flash that's on the side, nobody really paid attention to it. I was at that fundraiser yesterday. Hey, I had my little old lot, you know,
sneaking them in.
What?
Sneaking them tips in.
I'm telling you, that's what I'm in it right now. What I put in this shit? Oh, that's what I'm drinking right now. That's what I put in. I forgot I had some Remy yesterday too. Yeah. So
what else been going on? What'd you get into yesterday?
Man, I went to a pool party. I actually went swimming. Nigga, I ain't went swimming in a minute. It's been a cool minute. What's up, KO? I see you. Man, I ain't been swimming in a cool minute. Dove off in the 8-foot deep pool, dove in it. You know what I'm saying? Had to remember how to swim because I ain't swimming so long. My partner thought I was gonna drown. I said, "Nah, leave me alone. I got it."
You wasn't out there doing no tricks, were you? Were you still? You wasn't trying to test that shoulder?
No, fuck no. my partner, big ass. He bigger than me and shorter than me and way more than me. He was 3-something, about 350. That nigga did a backflip in the pool. And I said, "Bitch, how the fuck did you do a backflip?" It did. On top of that, it was a backflip belly flop in the water. Had the biggest splash out there. But I'm like, no, I ain't doing none of that shit. After what happened to my back, no flipping. I just dove in that bitch head first. But I did forget I had my hat on the first time I dove in that bitch. Fucked up my favorite hat.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. I told you yesterday I was on the hunt for a strap for my old lady, and first we went up to the range. Went up to the range up the street. That hoe man, that hoe was jumping. That hoe was jumping. When I'm telling you, it was jumping. It was jumping. I'm like, oh yeah, they shook. They real. Everybody shook out in these streets right now. But as you can expect it, uh, it's nothing. It's nothing available. I mean, it's just bits and pieces of little guns that's out there. Everything is getting snatched up. So I kind of already had an idea once we went to Bass Pro that this is going to be an expectation. And of course, sure enough, when we went to Bass Pro, that hoe was.
We're going, matter of fact, I'm gonna teach you how to fix that.
Fix what?
The where you can get a gun. You ain't gotta. I don't even go to the stores no more. Just find your FFL dealer.
Well, the thing is, it's a certain type of SIG that she wants. So this is like, it's one of them SIGs that has like a paint scheme on it. And reflective. I'm like, man, you don't need all that flashy shit. I'm like, if you gotta pull that shit, a nigga not gonna be like, wait a minute, let me see your gun. Oh, that's tight. You know what? I don't want your purse. I don't want your car. Just you good. Nigga ain't worried about all that. So but that's what she want. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's a
shout out to the sister, big boy in the building. Salute to you.
But yeah, this it's a 6 hour. It's a P 238. So it's a 38. We went to Bass Pro. Actually, they carried the specific one that she's looking for, but of course they didn't have it there. They're saying that particular gun that she's looking at it is limited. It's like an exclusive, which I kind of already had an idea once I looked at it and when I saw it. So when we went up there, the guy was like, "Yeah, we don't have this in stock." He's like, "A lot of stuff is on back order because a lot of the mass production is across seas, and then." You factoring in COVID and getting stuff shipped in. So there's a real big delay on that, which I kind of already understood. We looked at some other stuff. She really wasn't satisfied. So I'm like, all right, it is what it is. It's what she wants. But the thing is, Bass Pro, they have it to where it says that it's available, which I'm not really sold that it's available. I think it's going to be one of them things where you buy that hoe, and then when you buy it, it's back ordered. What contact you when it's in. So, whatever. But that's the one she wants. Like I said, we went to the range. They definitely didn't have it. I've looked online a few spots. I mean, shit, as you know, when you're looking online for straps and for ammo, it's thin out there because everybody's shook. Everybody is shook and everybody's preparing. So, I don't know. We'll probably, hopefully these shows get started back up, but I don't know. These numbers are starting to spike back up in the COVID, and I don't know what's going to happen, but in my area, on my side of town, man, we have like gun shows like twice a month. So that's just been dry ever since all this kicked off. So
same here. I've been waiting on the gun shows to come back because I got some things I want to give me a new railing for my gun. Mm-hmm. Like I like that blue, but I want a deeper blue. I'm looking I might get my stuff Cerakoted. But that's what I was going to tell you can do. You can get a gun, tell her, find something that you like, and we can get a Cerakoted the colors you want.
Yeah.
That way it'll make it a whole lot easier on you. You can get it powder coated, Cerakoted, or you can get it that dipped in the water paint type on your gun. To make it easy on you, and that shit ain't going to come off. Cerakoted definitely ain't coming off. Neither is powder coated.
Yeah.
Shout out to KO with that $20 super chat, man. I appreciate you coming through, champ, man. Salute, man. Much appreciated. So one of the things I would tell you specifically on ordering guns, go on Gun Deals. Download that app to your phone. You can also do it on your laptop, and you can find places that have it, buy it, and get it shipped to your FFL dealer.
Okay.
So if you're really specifically looking for that certain SIG, you can look on Gun Deals, find that strap, and find your local FFL. Man, be careful finding them FFL. There's some of them fucking people. It was just one store I stopped at. I just asked them, how much is y'all FFL? How much do y'all do gun transfers? $45. $45. Man, Hot Wheels do it for $10. Guns Unlimited do it for $25. Why the fuck are you charging $45 fucking dollars?
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Some people are ripping people off. I paid the $25. The reason I paid the $25 is close. if I go out there where it's $10, I done spent $5 in gas just to go out there, and then $5 more coming back, so it's $20. What's the extra $5?
Right.
I'm not tripping on the. I got a truck. I'm not tripping on paying that look the 15, but $45. I'm not paying $50. Some people charge $100. No, it's not. It's not that much. All it is a gun transfer. It don't cost you nothing. It's just using your information, sending somebody who has that license who can do a transfer. You already ordered the gun, and it's gonna ship it straight to them. Take care of your business and drive the fuck off.
Yeah, I mean that's on the list, and then the other one that I've been hunting, and I was asking about it yesterday, is that V3 Tac 13.
Man, that bitch $1,800.
Resale it is, but I mean the MSRP on it is around 7 or 8. And I was asking the dude up in Cabela's yesterday, I'm like, do you think that they're gonna rerun it? And he said he didn't know. I mean, it's a possibility. But he didn't know. But I got a feeling that I'm gonna have to go resell on that. But man, I gotta have it. That's definitely on my list. I love that. I love that gun.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I think this G5 that just text me. He said go to sportsmanguide.com and he can find all types of straps. My FFL dealer charged him 20.
Okay.
Shout out to Murr. I see you, Murr, in the building. Yeah. And Black Banner, appreciate you coming through. You always come through, man. Yeah, go holler at yeah. I'm telling you, the reason I say gun deals though is because they are everywhere. When they hunt for deals. I found a Marine 12 gauge. You know what a Marine is? They chrome plated 12 gauge.
Okay.
I found one for $178. Dickinson. I'm not a big fan of Dickinson, nothing, but for $179, and it's a nice size 12 gauge. Yeah. I'm thinking about it because I'm looking for a shotgun, and I'm also looking for a Beretta 92. Let me show you what that Beretta 92 looking like. It's a 9. That bitch, I want that hoe. The cheapest one I've found so far is $750. Yeah, that Beretta 92, that bitch so another fucking. Shit. God damn.
Queequeg say she shot one.
What?
She said she shot one at the range.
What, a Beretta 92?
Think so.
See that hoe?
Yeah, that's short.
Mm-hmm. What did you shoot at the range, Queek? Mark said check the prices in Utah. I need to. He said a Springfield XD Mod 2. I got this fresh out the box for $400, and you can. He said you can do payment plans and still get the gun with sportsmanguide.com. So now he got a 9 mil. Okay, appreciate that. Oh, he said the Beretta. Man, I want that Beretta 92. It's a 9 mil. That's what I want. No bullshit. That's gonna be the one I keep under my pillow. I ain't bullshit. You can do so much shit to them hoes. The reason I like these kind of guns because you can do so much different. You can do so many add-ons and custom shit. See, I'm into that custom shit. Yeah. With these polymer guns, you can't do all that to it. You can throw the little glow in the dark sights or the reflex scope on it, the flashlights. But with these guns right here, I can put the extended barrels on it. I can suppress them with the barrels. I can put flash cans on the end. I can put a scope that's built in on it at the bottom. I ain't gotta get the extra pieces on it. Those in 1911s are those guns you can steady put those motherfuckers. Do so much to those handguns and customize them in your own way. She said the Beretta. Oh, okay. She said it's a picture on my IG of all the guns I used that day, along with the AR. Shout out to my Horror Sports Nation back in the building. Yeah, man. I'm really, I'm getting together. I said when I start back working, if I start back working, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm really enjoying this working for myself shit. But if I start back working, I am gonna start investing more of my time and money in getting more, getting a whole lot more of what I need, the way I can set up. Key example, I got my cousin gonna build me some things to put around my house with 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 secret compartments and shit like that. So my shotgun gonna stay by the bed. It's not moving. The ACP probably gonna be somewhere in my living room, not moving, where I can get to it. My 45, my 1911 gonna be somewhere in my kitchen where I can get to it. I'm gonna get me another pistol that I keep in the motherfucking car at all times, never leaving that motherfucker. I'm gonna have it locked in to where I can always get to it. When I get my other car, I'm gonna have another pistol sitting in that bitch where I can always get to it. Then I'm gonna get a gun safe. So when I buy my house, I'm gonna build my gun safe in my wall, to where all my ARs. When I get this SK that I've been looking at, I've been really looking at this one SK dog. I'm about to buy that bitch. I ain't gonna bullshit you. I want an SK so motherfucking bad. So when I'm gonna get an SK, I doubt if I get an AK. Like AK is just too much kick. He said machine guns legal in Texas like M16s and AK-47. So let me tell you, yeah, they legal in Texas, but let me tell you, M16 ain't number the AR. That's all it is. I know people see the names on movies and things like that, but it's the guns that they use in the military are AR-15s. They use 5.56s. Those are the standard issue weapons that they give to their guys, and they either give them a Colt 45, 40, or they use a lot of 40s. For a 40 cal bullet, the reason they use 40 cal is because a 9mm is a good gun. They do use some nines, but a 40 cal is not as powerful as a 45. But it's about a little bit bigger shell than a 9mm with a little more gunpowder, so it has more knockdown power. That's the difference in the 40 and 40. It's about the same size as a 9 too. The bullet is about the same size as 9, just the shell is a little bigger with a little more gunpowder, and it's able to give you a more knockdown power.
Man, my brother, he sent me claims he was gifted. It's kind of suspect to me, but somebody gave him a judge. And I saw that. I'm like, let me go and get that up off of you. And he's like, nah, hell no. So, but yeah, that's that thing right there, man. That's something serious. That's something serious. Me myself, I'm still on this. I'm still on this on this compact 45. I think that's the route that I want to go. I mean, with me being a big dude, I know trying to actually conceal a 45. I mean, yeah, it could be done. I mean, there's different ones, but I think the subcompact is probably a little bit more better way for me to go. Right now, I'm rocking that XD9. So I'm looking at that. So on my top list, I already got my AR pistol already made. That's already done. I just got to pick it up. I got to find a dealer where I can get the paperwork done. So I'm gonna grab that probably with either next week or the week after, and then I want to get I want that TAC 13, and then I'm looking at a subcompact 45.
What's up with the Black Star Sports TV? What's up with the new Fat Boy Fitness? S Rose, salute to y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through, man.
Sir Rose, what it do? That's my partner right there.
Rose, I already appreciate you coming through. Man, I want to do me a pistol. I'm gonna do some more builds, but my next build, as far as my rifles, I got to get me an AR-10. I got to. That's my next build. It was gonna be a 458 SOCOM, but I thought about the price of them bullets. I'd rather pay 308 bullets.
What you think about that? What you think about the 300 Blackout?
That's what mine is.
Okay. So
I love it.
Have you what's the furthest range you got off of it?
I haven't. The furthest 100. That's the most I've shot. 100 yards.
I was watching. I was watching a video the other day, and a cat got 500 yards.
Fuck, did he get 500 off of 300 blackout?
I'm gonna send you the video. He got it off.
He aimed straight in the earlier. Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all something. After 300, really after 287 yards on the regular 300 blackout bullet, it started dragging, so it started dropping. So about 300 yards at most, 350. I say 350 at most before you start getting a drag on anything with more gunpowder, with more grains on it. I mean, less grains, more gunpowder. It's gonna start dragging at 350. So it's no way he could have got 500 unless he got a rangefinder and he knows. Like, you gotta strictly know your gun, know how it drags, and you can compensate. For 500 yards, that's a lot of compensation.
I'm gonna send you the video. He did it in 50 increments. From he marched from 100 yards to 500 yards. I was in awe. He did it.
I would be in awe because dog, do you know how big that bullet is coming out of a 223 shell? That's a 7.62 bullet coming out of 223 shell.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Man, I could knock down a buck with that. Shit. What's a good starter gun for those new to firearms? A good starter gun, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Depending on the person, like me and Jay Good size. So if you was by our size, I said 9mm.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can get used to the kick and it's not too small. If you're a smaller person like Abe size, I'm gonna say a compact 380. Really, for Abe, I'd rather him shoot a 22 just to get used to shooting first, then move up to a 380. But if you just want to go there, 380 is the best one.
Yeah.
Or a 38 special. 38 special. A long barrel. Don't get a snub nose if you new to, don't just because you see it on TV. Don't get no snub nose when you're new to shooting revolvers.
Yeah.
Fuck around and break your goddamn wrist.
Yeah.
Hell, to be honest with you, that 44 Magnum long barrel, you ain't finna just sit that bitch out there and think you finna just fire that hole either.
Yeah, you finna get slapped in the face.
Yeah, that long barrel is a motherfucker. Oh shit. That nigga said Scott Shots. Hell yeah, Scott Shots, man. Black Star TV, salute. Black Reality TV, salute. He said, are y'all a part of a gun club? Yes, I'm actually I'm about to join the NAGA Houston chapter. I'm bringing the president on Tuesday. Me, the president of the NAGA Houston chapter and Town Business gonna be doing a show Tuesday. So y'all make sure y'all be there.
Yeah, I think this is going on my 3rd year in NAGA, NAGA North Texas chapter. So yeah, that's it's National African American Gun Association. You can look it up online. There's chapters. I mean, there's chapters growing in each state. So Texas has one, Florida, Georgia. I mean, it's all over. So you shouldn't have a problem finding that information.
Yeah. Shouldn't be hard at all. They say 38 snubs will blow off a rookie hand. G5, not really. Not really. That's why I said get a long barrel. Get a long barrel because if you're shooting it, you're supposed to shoot with 2 hands anyway. You better not be out there shooting with 1 hand. I don't give a fuck what you shoot. I don't give a fuck what you shoot. Do not shoot that gun with 1 hand. This ain't the movies.
Boys on TV.
Man, the only time I ever shot a gun with 1 hand was a 2-shot 22. You remember the one you fold down the barrel to put the 2 bullets in?
Yeah.
The only gun I ever shot with 1 hand. And the only reason I shot that with 1 hand because nigga, I was checking to see if that bitch was loaded. And I shot the ground.
Yeah.
I'm not one of.
What else you see going on out there that you've been keeping an eye on?
Man, it's really a lot. I'm gonna tell you on the gun aspect. Oh, somebody said it might not have been an AR-15. Ain't no 300 blackout and no other gun. What other gun make 300 blackout? Gun and have a kicker. I don't know what he's saying. It's Rose. 22A feel like we. Oh, I think he's talking about the kicks. Oh, I don't know. I love my AR-15. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm at a point to where I was gonna pistolize my 300 blackout, but I love my shit just like it is. I'm thinking about keeping it like it is and just building me a 5.56 pistol.
Yeah.
And changing my scope out, putting a big scope on that one, and taking my laser scope and putting it on the 5.56.
Yeah, I've been talking to a partner of mine that I grew up with. He's up here with me. He's been doing builds and stuff like that. And then my nephew, he moved out here from Florida. He's doing builds. I've been trying to talk to them, man, about trying to get their paperwork to go legit and become gunsmith. But apparently, it's the way things are is very, very difficult. The way that they do things, especially if you're trying to do it from your home, it's a lot of red tape, I guess, to try to discourage you from doing it. But I think that that's one of the things that we're missing. Just like, we don't have enough trainers, we don't have enough ranges, things like that. So even when you're talking about a skill set of being an actual blacksmith, I think that that's something that's needed, especially in our community. And I'm trying to talk him into getting the DBA, and he got the bread to do it, but I think he's kind of discouraged, that he's going, the ATF is not going to approve him and all that. So
yeah. I would love to get more black people in the blacksmith, because I actually got people that ask me to build their guns, and I tell them, if you buy the parts, I won't charge you much to put it together, but you got to buy it because I want you to register it.
Right.
Only thing is you got to register your lure. I don't give a fuck if you're building a handgun. You got to register your lure, get that shit registered, give it to me, and I will put it together. If you want anything custom, like right now, I'm thinking about putting the binary. I don't know if I'm gonna wait until I do my 5.56, but I'm thinking about putting a binary on my 300 blackout, a binary trigger.
Yeah, my boy has that on his AR, and yeah, he had the binary and a bump. So
That's too much. That's too
we took it up there to the range, and this is before the last.
Shot a clip in 5 seconds.
Huh?
He probably shot a whole clip in 5 seconds.
Well, the thing is, this is before they went on and passed what they pretty much banned now. But when we took it up there, I'm talking about the range owner. I'm talking about everybody working the range. They all, how much is it going to take for us to buy that? Are you willing to sell that? They was really trying to get that damn gun. He was like, nah, I ain't selling it. But I'm thinking about adding a on my AR pistol. I'm thinking about adding a binary on that too. So,
you got to. Yeah. Shout out to my brother, 503 lineman in the building, man. What's up, little bro?
Oh man, just cooling on this Sunday, man. Gonna down me a couple of brewskis. Listening to y'all boys. I'm glad you sent the link, man, because I like getting educated on these goddamn guns and shit, man. Y'all boys like some goddamn bad boys talking about this shit, man. I don't know what the fuck y'all do. This shit like Russian language to me. Binaries and whatever the fuck y'all said. I don't know. All we know is Glocks, ARs, you know what I'm saying? That type shit. Y'all niggas getting real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But I'm glad y'all talking about this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It would be dope. Like if they had like more black gun ranges and shit like that too, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go fuck with the white boys if you want to go to the gun range and shit.
So check this out. I was talking to a lawyer. I was live. What day was that? I think that was it was one day I was live on my Facebook, and I got to talking about guns. And Joe, I don't remember if I introduced you to Joe 503, but Joe, he's a lawyer. Joe is a white man. He straight up told me it's not a lot of black-owned gun stores. He said we need more people like you that's educated in guns to have a gun store. And we're gonna sit down and I'm gonna talk to him. And if things go right and we can come up with something, I'm gonna see if he'll help me put it together, because I wouldn't mind owning a gun store to where I can sit there and talk to him, and then You know what I'm saying? Fuck around and buy shit, build guns, and sell them hoes. Put that shit up. Y'all see these fancy ass guns. Get a machine shop in the back and machine outlaws and sell them hoes and shit like that. Like I would love to do that shit. I can already machine my motherfucking self.
I got the perfect person you need to talk to. He's actually in Naga. He owns his own gun store, his own range. He's in California. I don't know if you ever heard of Redstone Firearms.
Right. He's in California and he's a Naga.
Jonathan. His name is Jonathan. He owns Redstone Firearms.
I really need him to get in touch with Town Business.
Oh, with Town? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Because so me and Town, so let me tell y'all, damn, I'm live. I'm gonna wait till Tuesday. Because I don't want to give up the game right now on the show. But just basically the whole thing about me and Town doing this little round table real quick is because the laws in California are so strict, they kind of impede on your Second Amendment rights. You get what I'm saying? So we're trying to figure out what to do because he's really thinking about suing California.
Okay.
Getting a lobby together, and we're trying to come up with ways. Somebody that's in California that knows the gun laws of California, they'll be the perfect person to actually speak to on that.
Okay. Yeah, if you're on Instagram, check out Redstone Firearms. You can also check out Redstone Jonathan. That's the actual owner. He and his wife, they own that. It's Black owned. They've been putting it down for a minute. You know, they train, they sell, you know, they pretty much do it all. Cool. I've actually met him. I've met him in person up here at the cigar spot. Met him through O, Body by O Tactical, who also does training in DFW. O is a part of, he's a part of NAGA up here. Used to be the National Director of Training. So I met them through O one weekend, and at one point in time, he was interested. Not saying he was, but he was interested in setting up shop, looking at trying to set up shop in Texas. I was really looking forward to that because I think that, you know, where we go for the most part, like when it comes to like training, tactical training with O, and he does stuff is out in Forney. I think he might have a different location now, but that's a hike for me. That's like Forney is, you know, you get on. That's on the outside. It's south of Dallas. So that's a hike, but we need, you know, I mean, we need our own range. And you could tell, especially like now when you go up in ranges, because of everything that's going on in the climate and society, people try to be cool, but you can still tell that they are kind of, you know, on the edge and kind of tense, not knowing what to expect. So I think you feel a little bit more comfortable when you are around your own people and, you know, you have nothing to worry about. So, but for the most part, you know, like when I went into the spot yesterday, it was loud. It was hella folks up in there, predominantly white, but there was some black folks up in there. But, you know, just to see like a black-owned gun range, black-owned gun shop, that's something that's needed. You know, it's definitely a void in that area, just like I was saying with gunsmiths. But, you know, you just got to make sure that your paperwork is tight and on point.
And that's my thing. I really want to get that together because if I can get me my own store or something like that, then it'll be something spectacular. Because I already know. Then my next move is in my gun stores is to put a range in there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mohari Nation in that super chat. He said, "Go for it, stay ready. We need more black-owned gun stores." Yes, we do. We need more black-owned gun stores. We need more black-owned firearms trainers. We need more. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. If it was me, I'm not the person to train nobody. I can show you the basics, fundamentals, what you need to do when you're shooting your gun, and the best way to aim and to get things right for yourself. But when it comes to full-on tactics and things like that, I'd love to hire some trainers or to make it to where I got trainers that can come out there and actually teach people, have classes, do CHL classes and things like that.
And do your due diligence on your trainers. Make sure
Yeah,
they battle tested and battle ready. So I mean, it's a lot of guys that are, from what I'm seeing, that are, they go to the range and they shoot every day, but that's different than someone that's actually been in the environment, been across seas, that has gone through the motion, has laid people down and seen dead bodies and know how to do all the tactical moves and training and all that. It's completely different. So even just shooting in an indoor range is completely different than shooting outdoors. So that's something that you need to take in consideration, especially when you are trying to have an idea of what you're looking for is from a training standpoint.
yeah, facts. And that's exactly what it is. I know a few people that have been, what I'm saying, overseas in the military and things like that. And a lot of times that's probably what I do. My shit, I'd probably hire veterans.
Yeah.
That'll probably be the only thing I hire, black people and veterans. Not even gonna lie to you. Because I feel like me giving a job to vets, they they already treat them like shit. So we're in a country that treat our own vets like shit. But
Go
that's a
figure.
whole other talk, man. That's a whole other conversation.
I mean, they haven't we had a a long span of practicing that. So from the very first wars of treating your veterans like shit, from your
And then
Revolutionary
imagine
War
that
to the Civil War to World War II and so on and so forth.
man.
But
Let me tell you some shit that I found out today. Oh man. It was today. My cousin has been doing research on the family rule. I put it in the group text. So everybody that's in the group text is listening. Y'all seen it already. My cousin is doing our family tree. And he's got deep. I'm talking about he done got deep. He got all the first cousins and everything. I'm talking deep, all the way through that. Now he done got all the way up to our great grandmother and grandfather and deeper. He done got so deep doing this, my nigga. He's found the motherfucking poster that sold that one plantation used to sell our great grandmother in slavery when she was
Mhm,
61 years old, and also sold my grandfather Willis,
mhm.
my great grandfather Willis at 14.
That's wild.
Yeah, and when I saw that shit, I saw my great grandmother's name, Jemima Bass. I see my grandfather Willis, and I seen my other my another not my grandfather, but it's man, the shit deep. The shit go deep. He even found in Marshall, Texas, my grandfather, my this is my dad's grandfather, president, get arrested for him and my grandmother, my great grandmother was working in a field, and he'd have hit her across the head with a shovel 3 times, and went to the house and left her in the field. She didn't die, but she told him he hit him. He ended up going to jail for it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Hold on, who
Like,
hit
he
you?
found, yeah, this is in the newspaper. He
Who
done
hit,
found newspaper articles.
who hit your great grandee?
My great grandpa, across, matter of fact, this shit like that shit was, man, he was pulling up this shit and sending me this shit. I'm like, what? Are you serious? Like this shit is crazy. News article. He said cave method is used by a man to chastise a woman.
Wow. I'm thinking you talking about an overseer or some shit like that.
Wow, my
So
grandfather busted her across the head. Bitch, you mine. Hey man,
no,
that shit. When I read that shit, I'm laughing, but I'm looking at this like, man, how in the fuck did you find this shit? Like, you really been doing some deep research. I guess this quarantine had you in your bag.
doing their work. Yeah. Yeah. When you be surprised at stuff that you find out when you just sit down and have conversations with your people, man. My old man, he will be next month on the 14th, he will be 79.
What?
So yeah, he'll be 79. And just the conversations that that we have, of him growing growing up in rural Mississippi and talking about the conversations that he had with, you know, his grandparents and older family members. You'd be surprised, man. Some of the stuff I can't say because because of legal, but yeah, I definitely feel you. That's crazy right there.
But look at this. This let you know I'm gonna get my reparations. I'm an actual descendant of slaves. Look,
Yeah, hold
I
on.
got my proof. And then the fucked up thing about it, he found out how much she was sold for because he found the book. She was sold for $310 back then.
Boy,
that was a lot of money back then.
Yeah, it was a lot of money, but still, when you just think about it.
Yeah, when I think about it, you know, it's fucked up, but
yeah,
that's history. And it's a part of my history, and just to sit back and just look at that, I'm like, nigga, that shit. I know he wasn't like, damn. I'm like, yeah, damn. It's something that should piss me off, but it's like I'm intrigued like a motherfucker. It's almost like I really want to go sit down and chop it up with my uncles and aunties and everybody. Like, y'all know this shit was going on and this and that. Why nobody ever sat and talked to us about this?
Yeah.
Like, this shit y'all supposed to pass down in history. We supposed to know this. This is how information get lost. This is why we got a whole generation out here that don't know shit about what happened to us in the past. I love Black history. So me, when it comes to Black history, finding shit out now, I want to do more research. I want to go do my mama's side of the family.
Yeah.
I know my great grandmother. Look, check this out. I'm for to show y'all a picture of my great grandmother. We called her Mama Sugar. Her name was Annie Taylor. This is my mom's grandma. She died in 2007 at 109 years old. 109 years old. She was born in 1898.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom and her dad were slaves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I knew my great grandmother. My grandfather used to make us learn Black history, but he never told us about some of the stuff that they went through when he was growing up, or what my great grandparents went through and shit like that. So when I be looking and stuff like that, I be intrigued when I hear those stories. I used to be that one kid that used to sit down. So look, that's my great grandmother's tombstone. February 6, 1898. She died January 20th, 2007.
Yeah.
She lived in 3 different decades, 3 different centuries. Literally.
Yeah. She lived a good one. You can say she lived a good one for that amount of time, but it just seems like for the majority of her time, you know, what she had to go through, what she had experienced, what she had to see. That's the part that's unfortunate.
Shout out to Ramsey Sutton in the building. Appreciate you coming through, champ.
I'm seeing when you do research, and when you look things up, because I was seeing things in comments about age of some Black people, and I'm like, I don't know if I believe that or not. But then I start doing a little digging myself, and I'm seeing that there's more and more Black people, like in Africa and in the Caribbean, that are well into their hundreds.
Yes.
I'm talking about well into their, which is
120, 130. Yes.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I'm like, whoa, how in the hell? But you know, when you think about it, and then when you think about here, you know, you see cats. I mean, you see cats landing down in their 40s and their 50s and in their 60s and so on and so forth. And then you hear about, you know, other people abroad that's exceeding that 2 times fold. So yeah, man. I mean, you know, for the most part, that was a good one. You know, that definitely was a good one she got in.
This is the crazy part. My great grandmother died at 109, right? That's where was it? May of that same year. My aunt Myrtle died, her sister, at 107 years old.
That's crazy.
That same year. My Aunt Sis, she was 99 when she died. She died in 1999. She was born in 1900. My grandmother, that's alive right now, my grandmother lives by herself. She is 97 years old. She still drives. She told me last time I was in the country chilling with her, she said, um, I got 3 more years till they take my license away. Live by herself, still drive. My great grandmother lived by herself till she was 102. The only reason they put her in a nursing home because she fell and broke her hip.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, man, it's like, it's kind of like I was listening before when I was out earlier, and then on the way in, I was listening to Drew Titan, and he was doing his thing about health and health is wealth and everything, and about people laying it down, and everything. So when you think about it, somebody that's that old, that has got in that many years, what were they doing differently than what we're doing now to be laying it down in half that time?
Yeah.
So it has to go to food and medicine and other things in the atmosphere and the environment. It has to.
I'm telling you. Hustler Sim, shout out to you in the building. He said, I think the reason why a lot don't get passed down is because the awareness we have now, they didn't have back then. They did not know what was being done to us. I'm not going to say they didn't know what was being done to us. They knew what was being done to us. That's why we had a whole revolution with Nat Turner. That's why we had Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. That's why you had so many different slave revolts that they don't talk about. That the reason they talk about Nat Turner's the most is because Nat Turner, one of the big things, Nat Turner didn't even have the biggest slave revolt. I used to know the dude name that had the biggest slave revolt. I'm talking about in North Carolina, he killed so many motherfucking white people.
Who is they?
You ever heard it? Huh?
Who is they that's talking about Nat Turner? Because ain't no white folks talking about Nat Turner. I mean, even when you had the movie to drop a couple of years ago, they definitely weren't talking up that movie with Nate Parker. They was trying their best to keep people from going to see that movie and not supporting it. Still to this day.
Yeah.
Even him, he has to do his own thing where he's bringing up young individuals that want to get in film that look like him, because other opportunities have dried up for him. So he's being punished for doing that movie.
He said the Stono Rebellion, it was the largest slave revolt ever staged in the 13 colonies on Sunday, September 9th, 1739, a day of free labor. About 20 slaves under the leadership of a man named Jeremy provided whites with the painful lesson of the African desire of liberty. Stono Rebellion. I remember that shit. That shit right there. Also in Louisiana in 1811, a slave revolt by Charles Deslandes swept the Strahans plantation. Two of the big Strahan.
Okay.
It's Destrehan.
Oh, Destrehan. Okay.
Yeah, Destrehan. Yeah. Yeah, like we've had plenty of slave revolts. Plenty of them.
Where the movies at? We can't get the movies? Since we like doing slave movies, we can't get the movies. I want to see them.
I can't watch slave movies either, bro. I can't even watch them. I can't. He said Jay Good, Ramsey Sutton III said Jay Good beard talking. He really sound like Urkel. What?
King Rambalao. King Rambalao. All right.
Yeah, Mahari say that this might make me want to learn about my family history too. That's amazing, bro. You got to. Some of the shit that I've learned just yesterday and today from my own family, that shit right there is kind of amazing. I'm not even bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? And I learned about a lot of family. Y'all know I'm kin to BB King. I didn't know that until a couple years ago. I found out I was kin to BB King. I'm like, damn, I wish I'd have told me why the dude was alive. I might have actually tried to go see him in concert and shit and actually meet a family member that's famous, you know?
When you sit down and you have those conversations with people in your family, and they actually tell you about your family and tell you about who you are and where you come from and who they are and where the people before them have come from. It's hard for someone outside of your family to tell you who you are. So,
Yes.
and that's not knocking anyone or anything, but it's important that you do have those conversations. I mean, especially for me, you know, as I lost my mom, so it's like all I have now is I have her sisters and then I have my old man. So fortunately, they have enough information, enough things to supply me where I can do my own research and things like that that will help me build my knowledge. But if you're not doing that, if you're not taking the time of doing that, then you really are going to continue to stay lost.
Yes, you will. So you have to. Anybody listen to this, if you don't know your family history, if you got your mom, your dad, any aunts and uncles, anybody that you can go talk to and find anything out, I suggest you do it. I've never sat and learned my history that way. How I learned a lot of my family history, like here go key example. My mom's grandfather was Irish. My mom is light skinned. My grandmother is light skinned. He was Irish, and her mom was African American. Was a slave. My grandfather, my great grandmother, Annie Taylor, was born from a slave mother, but my grandfather, we called Daddy Rand, was Indian. So I learned history like that sitting down talking to my elders, but not from my parents. Like the stories I get from my parents or the stuff they did in their childhood, I went through. I never got so much of the history except from the older generation and things like that. So learning from them. Hell, I got an uncle. This motherfucker was senile though. But as I sit back and think about it, he might have been telling the truth. He used to. My grandfather's brother used to tell me he used to run with Jesse James, which I know he didn't because Jesse James died before he was born. But but he used to tell me stories about Jesse James that I go look up, and that shit was for real. And I'm like, how the fuck this nigga know?
Yeah.
We didn't have the internet back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of shit.
I think everybody, and I think Topcast has covered that too. Everybody's they're gonna have that one great granddad that was Irish.
Yep.
So I mean that's inevitable. That was on my mom's. That was definitely on my mom's side. Her great grandfather was Irish, and then her great grandmother was Cherokee. But on my dad's side, he doesn't talk about anything Irish. So, you know, for the most part, for them, it's Choctaw and it's Madagascar. So it's a mix of that, which comes back to us. You know, we're not just one particular thing. We still are an amalgamation or a mixture of several different things. But at the end of the day, when I leave this house, I'm black. And nobody care about all that. So
see, me and my cousin got into a major argument the other day on his live stream on YouTube because he don't like being considered black. He don't like the word black because he say black is an adjective, and African American actually gives us some sense of a nationality. But like I told him, I said, yeah, black is we had to come to an agree to disagree because he feel like you can't really accomplish anything by just calling yourself black.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Unfortunately, that's not how the system operates. System doesn't operate like that. If you look at a death certificate and it lists your race, it's not going to say African American. It's not going to say Caucasian. It's not going to say Mexican. It's going to say black. It's going to say white. Hispanic. Yeah. So again, that sounds good, but in reality, I think that sometimes we try to go a little bit above and beyond to try to claim something or try to be different. I understand that, but for right now, for the system that we're working under, that has control over us, that's what you need to be recognized as. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick and choose right now. We need to, like I told him, African American didn't even come into the fold until the 80s. So
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Michael James 616 said, I can't watch those kind of movies either. I've seen Rosewood since the 90s. I haven't seen Rosewood since the 90s. It made me want to beat up my white homies who I grew up with. Let me tell you a story. This is something I want to let y'all know. I've never fully watched the movie Roots. I can't finish it. Matter of fact, after O.J. Simpson chased Kunta Kinte to catch him, and when they got on the slave ship and came over to America, I think they were chastising and giving them their names and shit like that. That's as far as I've ever gotten in that movie. I can't watch it because I get so pissed off. I want to be, as soon if I see white people, I get aggravated. When I watched the movie Rosewood, I bullshit you not, this is a true story. I watched the movie Rosewood. I'm pissed off. The next day I go to school, this white boy named Ben Robinson. So Rosewood came out, I think I was in the 5th grade. I was in the teacher Miss Fant's class. Never forget this, because she got married and her name was Miss Pepper the next year. Me and him was the troublemakers in school. Miss Fant had a desk for me at the front of the class. No, my desk was by her desk. Ben's was in the front of the class. Ben had said something to me when we had to get in group, and she ended up putting me in this nigga group and another nigga group, and it was a math lesson or something. And we got to talking, and we got into it, and he called me a nigga, literally, in class. I told that motherfucker, as soon as we get out on recess, I'm gonna beat your ass. Bullshit you not. Recess came, but it was lunchtime. We supposed to go get food. I went straight to the playground, my nigga. I'm on the playground looking for this nigga. I got red in my eyes. I'm so pissed off and ready to fight him. I didn't realize this nigga done went and got a whole group of other white boys. Mm-hmm. It's like 6, 7, 8 of them. All I see is this motherfucker. My cousin already knew I was going to get into a fight and knew why. My cousin, Riley, shout out to Riley. He seen me walking towards the white boys, and he see a bunch of white boys over there, and he seen me by himself. He went and told our partners and shit. And next thing I know, we done started a whole riot out on the playground. Massive fight. We going hard on the playground. I beat the shit out of him. And shout out to my homie Johnny Potter. I'll never forget that white boy. That's actually one of the white boys I'm cool with. Me and him used to fight all the time growing up. But he a white boy I'm cool with, but he was there. He got beat up.
What grade was this again?
This is 5th grade.
So in the 5th grade, y'all pretty much had an elementary insurrection in the 5th grade is what you're telling me.
Race war in the 5th grade, my nigga. The 5th grade. Matter of fact, what year was this?
Oh, man.
My grandfather died. This was 94. This was 1994. Had an entire race war on school campus. And I'm going to tell you, I really hate Johnny got beat up that day because Johnny wasn't even involved. Johnny was trying to break the fight up.
Yeah.
But you white.
Yeah. Johnny got to dip. Best thing for Johnny to do is just dip, just fall back.
He shouldn't have tried to break it up, but you got handed to you. Me and Johnny still cool to this day. And me and Johnny done got into fights. We didn't got into fights because, a lot of times when we was in sports, nigga talk shit. Nigga don't like the way you talking shit, and we done got into fights. Shit like that. But that day he got beat up. I beat Ben up so bad that I got in trouble and he didn't. Everybody that was in the fight, they got like detention and bit or in school suspension and shit like that. I ended up getting sent to alternative school for the whole year because I started a race war. They said I started it, but I didn't start it. Yeah, I finished
Baby Nat. You up there, Baby Nat.
I finished it. Yeah. It was man. That was some shit. I'll never forget that shit. That was some shit.
Let me ask you
beat
that. When was the first time you was called a nigga?
Actually, it was before then. First time I called a nigga, I think I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I was at Mardi Gras, and a white man pushed me out. Bullshit. Now this is a funny story too. First time I got called a nigga, it was a grown ass white man, and he said he pushed me off the sidewalk and said, "I don't have to respect these little nigga kids. They need to get the fuck out of my way." And I said, "What?" Like that shit threw me off. But I know that at the time I knew that word nigga is just something. I watched my daddy beat up a dude that called him a nigga. So I knew that word right there. Yeah, it was disrespectful. So I ran up and I stole off on the white dude and just got to punching the shit out of him. And it just so happened my homeboys was there and they grabbed me and we took off running. And it was Mardi Gras in Jefferson, Texas. That was the first time I got called a nigga. And speaking of that, yesterday they had a protest in my hometown in Jefferson, Texas. And they were protesting because they done built the Confederate statue right by the jailhouse. And the police chief a couple of weeks ago said if anybody touched that statue, you're gonna be living right next to it. He got fired the next week. And they was out protesting it yesterday to get that statue removed. For Black Lives Matter. It was white people. My people told me it was about 60 people out there. And I told my cousin I was proud of y'all for even getting together and doing some shit like that. Specifically being in a racist ass town like Jefferson, Texas.
The police chief said that?
The police chief said that.
Yeah. So you already know what time it is. I mean, if that's the chief, then the whole force is that in itself with just him being fired that set the tone.
No, it ain't set the tone because
it's gonna set the tone.
So Jason Carroll, I'm saying this bitch ass name because I don't like you, ho. Jason Carroll is the new advised police chief, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I don't like him. Jason Carroll is crooked than a motherfucker. Jason Carroll went to jail because he was crooked. Like they literally fired him and took his ass to jail. He ended up being gone for like 10 years, and he's back and got back on the force, and now he's the police chief of Jefferson, Texas. And I'm sitting here like, y'all fired him because of the racist shit that he was doing, and y'all hired him back, and now he's the police chief. Yeah. So it's really hard. Like I haven't been down there in almost a year. And I be looking like shit like that make me not want to go down there and visit at all. But my grandma's still down there. I gotta go see my grandma. But I wouldn't raise my family in no racist ass town like that. Like I literally today they had the videos of the protests on Facebook, and I was chopping it up. Well, I had commented on it, and I seen so many negative comments, and I'm going in. I was going on one dude that said, I grew up learning all lives matter. And I went on him. We've been going back and forth for so long. Now that I made the motherfucker understand why we protesting.
Yeah.
Like it's when was the first?
Do y'all think it's still gonna be protesting after this other video came out about Rashard Brooks in Atlanta?
I'm finna tell you right now, bro. Ain't shit finna stop until shit change. I think these protests, this ain't gonna be something that's gonna be an overnight thing. What's up, one of the ones? What's up with it? Mr. Sheldon? I don't think this is gonna be a stop overnight. I don't.
No.
A lot of times we've protested for a while, but we too far in now. We are too far in. So being that we this far in, like we can't afford to turn back now.
Yeah, and now I think the vibe of society, you have everybody's attention, but you're starting to see the other side ramp up their efforts. they're starting to be stomped down. You know, when you look at comments on social media, there's panic on their end. A lot of it is backed by Trump and his rhetoric. So you know, that's leading the way to a lot of them respond in the way that they are. Hell, you saw how they got down in London yesterday.
I didn't even see that. What happened in London yesterday?
Oh man, you know, they had a protest there, and they was trying to take down some statues, and you know, there's concerns about trying to get the names of different buildings there. And I posted a video on my social media on Instagram. You had like a group of cats, all white. They in front of the police, and you know, they threaten them and they shoving them and you know, they fainting and everything, all that. And of course, I
did see that video you posted.
Nobody's on the law side. They not fearing for their life. You know, there's no pulling of anything that's going to protect them or lay them down. It's none of that. But that's what I'm saying. It's like now you're starting to get a slowly growing side of resistance to the whole Black Lives Matter, that whole movement, you know. So you're going to see that. So do I see this fading away? No, I don't see it fading away. I think that we need to capitalize off of it, definitely, because you have the attention of people, and if you have the attention of people, and you need to get something out of that, you know. And to these companies, you know, you see all these companies that are quick to scream Black Lives Matter and we stand with you and this and that. The words sound good. But let me see your actions. Let me see how you're moving. Let me see the statistics of you hiring. Let me see how you looking in management. Let me see how you're looking on your board of trustees. Does that mirror what you're talking? So that's one thing that we need to really start pushing, because if that's what you're screaming, then go ahead. If you're gonna talk that, I need you to walk that. Show me.
Yep. Just to add on to what you're saying, places like, key example, you got so many places that's scared to lose business right now that everybody's jumping on the bandwagon of Black Lives Matter. When at first y'all was talking about Black Lives Matter was a terrorist movement, but when you see, who was that I saw recently? Matter of fact, I was on Netflix. They got a whole section for Black Lives Matter movies now.
That's wild.
You got Starbucks, who
it's called the Black Lives Matter collection.
Yeah. Wow. Then you got Starbucks supporting the Black Lives Matter. They were supporting it and all this extra shit. But then you won't let your workers wear the shit. And when one of your workers brought up the shit that they sent and showed the email where they can't wear the Black Lives Matter attire and shit like that. Oh, they got the next day you came up, we're gonna get with our black companies and we gonna all of a sudden now y'all got Black Lives Matter pins and hats and shirts and shit. No, fuck that. Stand on your whole ass square. I'm done with Starbucks. Yeah. Matter of fact, I go to Perky Cups. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I do want to mention, and I see one of the ones talking about it now down in the chat. I got to give it to our brothers over there in London.
Hold on. Look at one of the ones' comments.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Our brothers over there in London, they was getting busy. they was getting busy yesterday, and I tip my hat to that. I can respect that, because I think that a lot of, especially, you know, just with us and the connotation, and, you know, we just in the boxing world, with us bannering with them from a national standpoint, the States versus the UK, we kind of try to give them this stigma of being soft and walking on eggshells. I didn't see that yesterday. I saw cats that was getting busy. I saw cats that was throwing hands, boys getting escorted up out of there, boys leaking. I saw all that, and I can respect that. So, you know, that was a good look. That definitely was a good look.
Yeah, I want to ask y'all this, because I've been hearing a lot about it on Trill Talk in the Morning with Black and 78 and CC. Well, how y'all feel about all this defunding of the police? I've been hearing a lot of protesters calling for that. Then also they've been talking about the reparations. Do y'all feel like that's gonna be a key thing in the next vote with the president moving forward? Like, who you think gonna be pushing that more? You think it's gonna be Trump or Biden?
Well, let me start right now. I've been going back and forth with people across my Facebook because I don't support either candidate, and they mad. They say, "Well, a vote that's not for Joe Biden is a vote for Trump." Nigga, fuck both of them. How is it gonna change? How is it gonna change your circumstance? Like, I really want to ask anybody in the chat and that think voting for Joe Biden is gonna change your circumstance. Did your circumstance change under Trump in these past 4 years? Did your circumstances change? Did your circumstances change under 8 years of Obama? Did your circumstances change under 8 years of George Bush? Did your circumstances change under Clinton? I would say yes, it changed for the worse.
Yeah.
Did your circumstances change under the father, Joe Bush? Yeah. But it changed for the worse. Did your circumstances change under Jimmy Carter? Yeah, it changed for the worse. Did your circumstances change under Reagan? It changed for the worse. So with all that being said, what the fuck is Trump, another 4 years of Trump, gonna do for your circumstances? Not a goddamn thing. Because we still end up in last fucking place of every fucking thing. If you put Joe Biden in president right now, look at what Joe Biden said about reparations. Yeah, I will agree with some reparations if we can add the Native American. What the fuck we gonna add the Native Americans for? They got more than what the fuck we got. Nothing against the Native Americans. I love y'all. I think we all need to fight for human rights and shit like that. But my nigga, y'all got y'all land. Y'all got reservations. Y'all don't pay taxes. Y'all got casinos. We don't got a bitch ass thing. So why are we accepting everything when people why would we keep accepting inclusion when we can't even get what the fuck we asking for? We can't get shit we asking for. We're asking for the littlest shit. We asking for our human fucking rights. Joe Biden is not even showing remorse. Let me start off by saying this. I want everybody to understand me when I say this. I am not a proponent for integration. I am not. I believe that is the worst thing that happened to us as African Americans or Black people or Negro Americans or nappy-headed Americans. Whatever the fuck you want to claim. I think that's the worst thing that ever fucking happened to us. But I have a problem when you have a president like Joe Biden. Joe Biden said in the 60s, I am with the civil rights movement, but I am against integration because that would mean we will be letting them enter our schools and they're slow and dumb and they will bring down the prestige of our community and our schools. This motherfucker called us slow and dumb.
So basically, he wanted to keep shit segregated.
He wanted to keep shit segregated, but I agree with him keeping it segregated, but his reasoning is the shit that pissed me off. He thinks us as Black people are slow and fucking dumb. Then I had motherfuckers telling me, well, he could change. In 1986, he wrote the fucking crack laws, which was getting motherfuckers locked up. That includes the people that was getting high on crack. If you got caught with crack, you fucked around and got 10 to 12 years. That includes the people that were smoking, not just the people that were getting caught selling it. That includes the people that were smoking crack.
Right. So I was watching this movie, man, on Netflix, the 13th. You know what I'm saying? And it was talking about all that crime bill and the 3 strikes rule and the maximum sentence. So Joe Biden had something to do with that. He basically put that in motion for Clinton.
Joe Biden wrote the crack law. Joe Biden, that was in the 86. In 92, Joe Biden wrote the 3 strike rule. He put that together. He also wrote the 96 crime bill that put all of us as Black people, our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, our uncles, aunties, dads, our fathers, had them locked up for years, giving them maximum penalties for you get caught with a nickel rock, you doing 20 years, 15 years, 10 years. I got a homeboy, R.I.P. to Michael Spangler. We called him Spanky. My nigga had his dad died when we was in high school playing football together. This nigga, when we graduated, he came a good day. He had a whole bunch of money. He went and bought an expedition. At the time, y'all remember them big body expeditions with the rounded off front? He bought a green. He had that bitch green, had 20s on that bitch. He had 415s in the back. My nigga was doing it up. He had just bought him a house, fucked around, and was riding with a nigga, one of the niggas from the hood that got pulled over. The nigga had crack on him. He threw it in the nigga expedition. My nigga ended up getting out. He didn't get out of the penitentiary. That was in 2001. He didn't get out the penitentiary in 2011 and killed himself when he got out. That was the first anything. Spanky never got in trouble for anything. Killed himself when he got out.
Yeah, man. That's why I'm saying it's like I'm kind of scared, man, because it seemed the Democrats seem like they for the people, but y'all put more people in jail than anybody, bro. Yeah, like when that crime bill got passed, y'all shitted all over what Reagan was doing in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So more motherfuckers went to jail under Bill Clinton than anybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's when you got over the millions of blacks incarcerated. You know what I'm saying?
And this comment right here, Maurice McElroy.
They defund cops martial law will be implemented. Damn.
So let me explain defunding the police to you.
I don't agree.
Defunding of the police don't mean they fit to break up the whole police station. It doesn't. Defunding the police means that they're going to take money out of the resources. They're going to get rid of some laws. All the laws ain't going nowhere. You still got laws. And they're going to push that money to get spending on the police in the places that's already defunded. So you mean to tell me it's okay for you to defund schooling but not defund the police? So we're spending more money on police to keep prisons full than you are on your actual people to educate them, to keep them out of jail so they can actually live a prominent life in the community. You can put more money in the trade schools, more money in the colleges, more money in the scholarship, more money into your fucking public schooling to actual kids instead of just going with the motion. Because you got a lot of these kids coming out this motherfucker dumb and can't even fucking read. The schools are defunded. Defund the police. It ain't gonna cause martial law. You know why I know it ain't gonna cause martial law? It's because back in 2005, right here in Houston, Texas, the police didn't have that many motherfuckers that they got now. You know why? Because we was knocking their bitch asses out. They were getting knocked out left and right because they were crooked. They were beating up on civilians, and we was fighting back. They were getting knocked out. The police was putting up commercials trying to get people to join the police force because that's what was going on right here in Houston. Yeah. And in 2005 and 2006, Texas led the nation in police deaths. Led the nation.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying defunding is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you got to understand when they defund what they mean by defunding. It doesn't mean they dismantling they taking every police and saying y'all fired and now we ain't got no police. That's not what that means.
They just not gonna be riding around like the fucking military no more.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not what I mean.
He's taking away the army issued weapons that they use. You're not gonna have 50 caliber sniper rifles. You're not gonna have big ass tanks riding around for a fucking drug bust.
Mm-hmm. And a Democrat put all that shit in motion. Bill Clinton was the one that got the extra funding for the police. You know what I'm saying? So y'all talking all this Joe Biden shit, man. I'm telling you, man. Y'all put that. Y'all vote for Joe Biden if y'all want to and see what's gonna happen.
I'm not saying. Look, here's the thing, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I don't think voting for Joe Biden is anything gonna change. I really don't.
I think it'll get worse. I think it'll get worse if you ask me.
I ain't gonna say it's gonna be worse.
That's what I was getting at.
Go ahead, Jay Good.
That's what I wanted to get at. I mean, when people talk about do you want to vote for Biden or do you want to vote for Trump, which one is leading a platform talking about they're going to dismantle the system of white supremacy? Who's leading their platform with that? Because that's the main discussion right now in society. That's what's got us here right now. So if you're not really talking about dismantling that, then what are you talking about? Because people gonna still get laid down in these streets. You got somebody that got laid down in Atlanta. One side, people are protesting and raising hell, and blocks away, somebody gets laid down for running off. He ain't learned nothing. They haven't learned anything. So
I want to add on to what you're saying right there, Jay Good. When the last time, matter of fact, not say the last time, when Joe Biden came on the Breakfast Club and he did that interview with Charlamagne the God, he said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black, right? Right. So, but he's done more to harm the black community than Trump could even fathom. Now, what Trump did to Mexicans, I'm not gonna say that wasn't fucked up because that was fucked up. But
what a wall at though? What a wall at?
Oh,
you
they
right
building
in the south. What a wall?
They building on it. You better go down there to Laredo right now. They are building that motherfucker. That bitch is getting built. I'm not even joking. That bitch is getting built right now. But that's not my point. My point is, Joe said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. When that shit came out, that shit spread like a wildfire. He had to come out and apologize for that shit. And right behind that motherfucker came up with a whole black agenda. Everybody saw that. After that, when the fuck has he spoken on it?
Why didn't you leave with that? Why didn't you leave with a black agenda?
Exactly. Why didn't you leave, and why aren't you still talking about it?
Why didn't you come out the gates with a black agenda?
Yeah.
I mean, that's questions that you have to ask yourself. Now Joe is talking about reparations and if you get the natives involved, and you know, he'll think about it, he'll contemplate, which I think is lip service. I'm not buying it. But still, why are we involving the Native Americans? I understand that they're some of the poorest people in the country. I understand.
You want to know why? Because they're trying to get that Southern vote, bro. You know that Southern vote matters.
Well, not just that, but you also have to keep in mind that there are a lot of people that look like Joe Biden that claim to be Native American. So you have a lot of $5 Indians that are running around here getting checks, and they're trying to figure out a way they can get another check.
Yeah.
So it's a trick bag in him saying that.
And here, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is why everybody that want to vote for Joe Biden, how can you vote for? Okay, Joe Biden. What school did Joe Biden? I think he went to a prominent school. He went to a prominent school. Joe Biden ain't stupid, but he incompetent. And this is why I say that. Do y'all know that when Joe Biden was talking about Trump doing his rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, did y'all know he was talking? He got Tulsa, Oklahoma confused with the day slaves was released in Oklahoma for Juneteenth. Did y'all know that? He was talking about Juneteenth was the day of the massacre.
What?
So he got Juneteenth and he got Black Wall Street confused. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, he got Juneteenth and Black Wall Street confused.
I just Googled his college, bro. He went to the University of Delaware. Then he transferred to the College of Law at Syracuse University. So that's what schools he went to. You know what I'm saying? But the motherfucker old, bro. He like 70-something years old.
That's another issue. How you gonna have a president in office that's gonna forget some shit?
Yeah, that motherfucker most definitely he's senile or suffering from some type of Alzheimer's or something, bro. If you got the I didn't know that. I didn't know he mixed up Juneteenth with the Black Wall Street movement. That's crazy, bro. I mean, I don't. To me, man, I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm not voting. Cause like y'all saying,
I need you to fix that. I'm not saying you gotta vote. And I'm gonna tell you
I mean,
why.
what difference does it make though, bro? Because if you vote for Biden, you gambling because we don't really know what are his true motives and agendas for our people.
Oklahoma.
So
You know what
check.
I'm
I'm gonna tell you this thing.
In Tulsa, Oklahoma, beautiful new venue, brand new, and they're looking forward to it.
Senator Kamala Harris tweeted, "This isn't just a wink to white supremacists. He's throwing them a welcome home party."
The African American community is very near and dear to his heart. At these
Amid the COVID-19 pandemic,
God damn.
Have spent probably by January close to $3 trillion to try to save people from total bankruptcy or save people from absolutely having nothing to be able to provide for themselves or their families. And how do we get that done?
in a Philadelphia Enterprise Center, he talked about his plans to get the country back on track. He's elected in
Not
rallies like
a lot coming
I guess that didn't come up. That was the wrong one. Hold on. Oh, here it is.
He's going down to Texas on Juneteenth, right? The first major massacre, literally speaking, of the Black Wall Street, right? Years ago.
Come on, bro.
How do you vote?
Anybody check him on that?
Huh?
Did anybody check him on that?
I caught it when I heard it. I don't know
No,
anybody else.
I'm talking about in the media. That was the immediate media that was around him.
No.
They may use that against him.
No, they're gonna use it. They're gonna use it. They're gonna use that and what he did with integration. The Trump already using that. What he said about integration against him. Watch when bro. They got so much fucking dirt on Joe Biden. That shit is about to come out. The campaign rally is about to start right this month. All that shit is fit to come out.
It's coming. Well, it's this Friday, bro. Cause Juneteenth Friday.
No, that's Juneteenth for us, but the campaign rally hadn't started yet. He pushed it back.
Yeah,
Okay.
he got up off the date. He got up off that date for Tulsa.
So let me explain to you why it's important for you to vote. I don't give a fuck about the presidential candidate. It's important for you to vote because we need, when we vote matter of fact, early elections or this coming November, you're not only voting federal, you're voting local. So you're going to be voting for city councilman. You're going to be voting for treasurer. You're going to be voting for state representatives. You vote state every 2 years. You're going to be voting for your state legislation. You're going to be voting for the people that's in Congress and the Senate who's representing for your state. Who's going to be helping with those laws? So you need to be in there voting for that. Those single votes actually matter. You need to be voting for that. When it comes to federal and shit like that, voting for Joe Biden or Trump, it ain't gonna matter. We normally have somebody independent running. I don't see nobody independent that I want to vote for because ain't nobody picked up because they trying to get behind Joe Biden to run because they don't want to take votes away. They really want Joe Biden to win. Gary Johnson, I wish you beat your bitch ass up and go run. You was talking about making weed legal federally.
So do you think it's more of a push to get Trump out of office than to actually solve the problems that we actually face in America?
That's the only thing. That is what the Democratic Party is leading with right now, is a push to beat Trump. That's been my argument right now with everybody, period, is that y'all are so focused on trying to beat Trump that y'all not even giving a fuck about your own well-being because you don't like Trump. This motherfucker's fucking us up. He's not fucking you up. What the fuck is he doing to you in your circumstances? Nothing. Not a bitch ass thing. He just say stupid ass shit in the media. He ain't done your circumstances. But you got idiots like Joe Biden or people in the Democratic Party that's been fucking over you for 60 years and you ain't figured that shit out yet. Lyndon B. Johnson was a fucking racist, but on July the 2nd, 1965, he signed the bill to give us our civil fucking rights only because that's what JFK was finna do before he got fucking assassinated.
Mm-hmm.
So he just finished out what the president of the time was already doing. But Lyndon B. Johnson was a fucking racist. He hated black people.
Let me ask you, 503, because I know you was talking about, you're pretty much alluding to the both of these cats being the same thing is pretty much what you're alluding to.
Right.
Which I agree with. I definitely agree with that. Let's just play devil's advocate for a moment, though, and let's say that Trump starts leading his platform with reparations.
Right.
We know that him and Bob Johnson are tight. They've been tight for years.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that he agrees and is willing to ride with that, and somehow we can get it in writing, and we get assurance from the right side of Congress. What you gonna do? If you got 350 large coming just to you, or if you look at it as in you, your girl, your siblings. I mean, you're not your siblings, but your kids. All of y'all got 350 a pop coming to your household. What you gonna do?
Shit, I'm voting for Trump. Period. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just listening to Black Fight Fan, bro, and he made a video, about Antifa and all that. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Black Fight Fan. I look at it like this, bro. Either way it goes, bro, ain't shit gonna change. We still gonna be fucked. You know what I'm saying? I think like with the defunding of the police, reparations, you know what I'm saying? We still gonna be fucked, bro. Like, the only way I see us getting out of this, bro, is if black people go somewhere else and start a whole nother civilization. That's my opinion. That's what I think.
Same thing. He said
Did
we
we
have
try,
our rights. We
did we
can.
try that in Tulsa though? Did you have black people that tried to do their own thing, tried to work with themselves within a community? They exchanged goods and services, and they had the dollar floating around amongst themselves. And what happened?
Yeah. And shout out to Denise Ward. She said, if you don't vote and don't complain, it's time for the black vote to matter and get out being behind the fray. And I 100% agree with you, Denise. This is the biggest thing on
Well, my thing is why I say I wouldn't vote, because what is it actually changing? You know what I'm saying?
Your vote matters, though. It might not matter because of the electoral college, but your single vote actually matters when it comes to local and city.
Congress and your municipal vote matter.
So y'all saying it matter. Okay, so who do y'all think are some good candidates to, like, locally, like the judges and the treasurers, you know what I'm saying, and the governors and the mayors? All three of us in the
I can't sit here and tell you who is good and who's bad, because your good might not be my good. You actually have to get out and start doing your right now is the start of it. You need to be doing your research on your candidates, on who you're gonna vote for. You need to be looking at, okay, who's running in this election for me, so I can look at their policies and their politics and what they're trying to do and going to accomplish once they get in their position. So you need to be sitting back, going and find out what's going on in this election that really you need to be focused on. That is something that you need to be doing, because you're gonna have people out here that's really the Republicans, they're riding with Trump. That's all you're gonna hear. And then you're gonna see a couple of independents, Democrat. You're gonna see liberty. You're gonna see who's your liberal. You're gonna see who's your conservative. You need to look who's running and pick your candidate, and that's who you're gonna go with. Because just sitting back and saying I'm not voting because of what the president is doing, that's dumb. You can't base that off of this. Here's the thing. This is what I've been preaching to us as a people.
Right.
Black vote matters. So if you look at Trump is trying to get the black vote right now. He know he can't get black women, so he's trying to appease to the men, which the men are the ones that really don't fuck with you.
Right.
You have a better chance of getting a lot of the women, because you got a lot of women that are Democrat, but you got a lot of them that's sitting back that's trying to figure out things right now as far as the young women coming up. Not all women. I'm not putting all y'all in a box. I'm just saying a lot of them are coming up and still not knowing what they're gonna do. You're getting a lot of black men. A lot of black men don't vote, period, because they so confused and don't understand it. Because a lot of them think I got a criminal record, I can't vote, or this and that. Yes, you can. So go get out and vote. Do what you got to do. The thing is, you need to make your vote count, and you need to understand the power of your vote. I've been telling people this for the longest. Our vote is powerful. We need to start demanding shit for our vote and stop just going along with bullshit. Because if we continue to just go along with bullshit, they're gonna continue to fuck us. We need, like Diddy said, hold that bitch hostage. I've been on there for the longest, but it wasn't holding it hostage. I'm like, bitch, you want my vote? What you gonna do for it? I need reparations, bitch. I need police reform, bitch. I need consequences for these hoes if they touch me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need money put in our community so we can do things with kids, after school programs. I'm big on after school programs and charities. We need something for our poor besides welfare.
Right. I definitely agree with you on that, bro. I definitely agree. You know what I'm saying?
If we can get something outside of welfare to give them some kind of incentive if they get up and go find a job and actually work, give them some incentives. Give them some assistance with daycare so they can put these kids in school and you can go out there and work and you can still get your housing. Give them some assistance with that. Help them out. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not bullshitting by sitting back and just saying, okay, well, I'm gonna vote for you because all black people vote Democrat. Bitch, fuck the Democrat. They ain't did a bitch ass thing for me.
Yep.
Yeah. You also need to I think that we need to start putting more emphasis on candidates on the grassroots level. It has to be more people that are going to be able to relate to us, because that's what's going to play a major factor in, outside of just the national race with the presidency. But you're talking about the people that you want to elect as your judges, your district attorneys, even your attorney general. Because I mean, you're starting to see in certain instances, like look at what happened in Minneapolis. You had an attorney general that stepped in and got things to that could have gone completely different, as in making a change. Also in Kentucky, when you're talking about Justice Olu Stevens, the thing with Breonna Taylor and having her boyfriend not kept in jail. So having an idea, doing your research, having an idea of who's running for these officials, and not just doing your research, but we're gonna have to start going to these meetings. We're gonna have to start talking to people, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. Now that we have people's attention and everybody's screaming Black Lives Matter, we need to really truly find out, because if you're trying to be an attorney general, or if you're trying to be a district attorney, or if you're trying to be a judge, what actually are you going to do to enforce that? Because now you're getting to a point, at least for me, my son he's 15. So depending on the judge that's in place or the attorney general's in place, I can't predict the future. He could be, coming home from school and hanging out with his friends 3 or 4 years from now, and one of them may have weed, one of them may have pills or whatever in the car, and then they all get popped. But depending on the mindset of that particular official that's elected, that could be detrimental. So that's things that you have to be thinking about. We have to do our due diligence. We have to get out there. We got to talk. And somebody was saying, they will tell you anything to get the vote. I understand that, completely understand that. That's why I said we need to get more active on the grassroots level, as in getting people up there, and bringing people up that we can put our money behind, that's going to actually go to battle for us. And you see it in small pockets. But even when you have a judge, kind of like in Dallas, even when you have a judge that, with the hair salon chick, he didn't sentence her because she was in violation of COVID-19. He got her because she was just in contempt of court. But still, he did the right thing by law. But still, you had people that came right back behind him, elected officials. You had congressmen, you had the governor, you had the attorney general that came and said, "Nah, let her out." Yeah. Somebody voted for these people.
Another thing on top of that, you looking at lobbyist group. You're looking at organizations that come together to actually put laws together that they want. NRA, we have gun laws the way we have gun laws because the NRA is strong. You got other lobbyist groups that are strong. What do we have as black people? What kind of groups do we have that we can do that?
NAGA. I mean, NAGA is our version of NRA, but I mean,
we're not doing, NAGA's not doing nothing for our community as far as a whole coming together and pushing for legislation.
But that's why I say we're in the infant stages of that.
Yeah, well, you're right. So we need to start coming together. Not only NAGA, hell, the Black Panther Party is still here. We need to actually come up with some kind of group together, and we gotta. I'm gonna say this right here and right now, and people need to understand this. We shall overcome and kumbaya. That shit is out the window. That shit is completely out the window. I'm not for to sit down and keep kumbayaing every time something don't go my way. I can't keep sitting back and just praying that it's gonna get better, because that, like the Bible says, faith without works is done. So what's the point? What's the point of just continuing to pray, expecting change? We keep doing the same thing over and over and over. Is the definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting change. You're insane if you think something is going to change. It's time for us to actually come together, form groups, and to put forth effort to make things change. Once we come together and actually have some sort of unity in our community, things will start to change. Black Lives Matter right now is the biggest thing we got. It's strong. It's so strong. Businesses are firing CEOs for some. Man, I watched this video yesterday. Last night, drunk, laying in my bed, I watched this video of this white woman walking up to this dude and called the police on him because he sprayed Black Lives Matter on his own property. She told him he don't live there. She know who lives there, and he was defacing property. That was his house. She was the CEO of some beauty care product, and Birchbox dropped him immediately after that video was released. Her name was Lisa Alexander. You see how strong the dude sprayed Black Lives. That organization right now is the strongest thing we got. We are making people listen. We need groups just that strong in our community. Black Lives Matter is not the only thing we can have. We can have multiple groups, but that is unity. It's showing unity because not only is black people, you got white people that's getting involved with Black Lives Matter because they believe in the movement. The shit is getting. We're getting so much solidarity right now with one cause. We need this all around the board for many different legislations. We need public schooling reform. We need law. We need police reform. We need to do something with student loans. There's no reason I should use $9,000 in a student loan to get an associate's degree, but I end up paying you $28,000 back. That's the payday loan. If I go get a $300 payday loan, you know how much it's gonna cost me to pay that bitch back. That's the same thing these student loans are doing. We need some kind of reform on student loans. We need reform with insurance companies that's gonna stop taking money. I pay by my fucking self about $400 a month on regular fucking insurance. Just for me, no kids. Why? And I'm not using it on a regular basis. We need something. We need some medical reform because we're steady paying thousands of dollars for prescriptions because I'm sick. But in order for me to save my life, I got to buy this. Matter of fact, do you know how much Tamiflu costs? If you catch the flu, the prescription for Tamiflu is $120, and that's with insurance. Like, we got so much we need reform on. We has to come together as a group, period. We got NAGA. That's going to be for us. with guns and the protection of our Second Amendment rights and things like that. We got Black Lives Matter who's looking for police reform and things like that. We need community policing. We need groups, not just one. We need multiple groups who can have their focus on specific legislation to help certain entities out. Because the more of us come together for a cause, that's going to be big and help us make changes in our community right there. And it's going to start there because we can put pressure on local officials. We can put pressure on state officials. Once you start putting pressure on local and state, it's going to go federal. But it starts there first. That's why voting is important, especially voting state and local. Hustler Slim came through with the message saying child support reform. You goddamn right. You goddamn right. Ag Richard, what's up, my brother?
Ain't nothing chilling, fam. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all was going in, man. I ain't know Jay Good sound like he should be on the radio. I ain't know that. I ain't know he had that radio. He had the radio. What's up, bro? Definitely got that radio type voice. That's what's up. But I like what y'all was talking about, and I like where you was going with that with the reform. It reminds me of, you know, a couple videos that I did last week. You know, I thought personally, you know what I mean, salute to everybody that protested and stuff like that. You know, I would have loved for y'all to be, you know, more safe, but I ain't mad at you. I know for the reason, like I said on my live, I know why everybody did it. I like what they did with the Christopher Columbus statues, man. I'm with stuff like that. You don't need that many people. And I just felt like for them to do that in like 2 or 3 days, for Congress to even consider to try to remove all of them Confederate monuments in that, to me, that was very, very effective. I was like, dag, in like 2, 3 days. And not only that, it was the fact that other states followed up and did that, because first it was Boston. And they removed the head of the statue. Then it went from Boston to my grandmother's home state. And actually in her city too, Richmond, Virginia. They threw, you know, a Christopher Columbus statue in the water. And then it even translated to Washington, and they ended up pulling down one of the Christopher Columbus statues in front of the state troopers. And then the dude that helped pull it down ran over. It was like 6 dudes. I was like, damn. Yeah, I mean, and then he ran over and took a picture of it. I was just like, wow. Like, I don't know. I just felt like that's crazy to me how it was like just effective like that for them, like to consider removing Confederate monuments in, like, you know, the White House and you know, wherever else they have it, you know, in Congress. I just thought that that was a really big thing, and that really stood out to me, you know, because they automatically just wanted to do that. And I felt like they should have took out all of them Confederate monuments probably years ago before any of us was born. Me personally.
Right. Yeah. I think that's definitely going in the right direction. To me, I think that plays a part in dismantling the system of white supremacy, because those are symbolic things. My concern is that going to be, is that your prize? Is that your, okay, we took the statues down and we don't
no, Jay Good, that ain't good enough.
No, I'm not getting on you, but what I'm saying is now that we have their attention, and I think that is one of the appropriate steps as in dismantling the system of white supremacy. I just don't want them to get too focused on the symbolism versus instead of actually giving us something tangible. We need something, because in order for us, because every time that we try to, from what we've seen in the past, when we've tried to pull up our own bootstraps, somebody comes in and they start being a distraction. They're dropping bombs. They're in chat trolling. Why do you need your own boxing community? Things like that. So I think that, that's a great gesture. It's a great start, but we need to see more of that. I mean, it's just like like I was saying earlier, you got all these companies and corporations screaming Black Lives Matter, but what is your board looking like? What is your management looking like? If we make up 13% allegedly, if we make up 13% of the population, does your structure of your company mirror that? Is 13% of your management and people in senior management, are they mirroring that? NFL, the NFL, they'll tell you Black Lives Matter and we should listen to our players and we agree with them. How many Black owners do you have? How many Black GMs do you have? You got 75% of the people in the field out there though. So don't just talk to me. You're gonna have to show me something. You're gonna have to give me something. And that's all I'm saying.
Okay, Jay Good. What is one of the main things? Because I hear you steady saying they have to show you. What are some of the things you want to see moving forward? Like, so my son, your grandchildren, you know what I'm saying, could have a better world to live in, bro.
On top for me, my two number one things, like what majority of people here, I want to see police reform and I want to see reparations. Now, my police reform is more in line with Dick Gregory. All this old, well, we're gonna not do a chokehold and this and that. Fuck all that. If you really want these guys to stop doing that, then you need to truly hold them accountable. You need to get these guys licensed. You need to get these guys certified to where anytime that they fuck up, now I can drop a claim. I can drop a claim on the independent party. And if you get, it's just like with a malpractice with the surgeon or with the doctor or with the dentist or anything like that. So if you have X amount of claims, you're not going to be able to continue to do work and make money and operate in your field. The same thing needs to happen with these police officers. Yeah. They need to have their own license insurance to where, okay, you kill someone, now we're going to have an independent party to find out if it was legit. If it's not legit, you lose your license. You no longer can operate as a police officer. And let's go a step further. All your pension, all of that you have saved up, that goes to the family. So now as an officer, when I see that I done wrestled somebody and he got the best of me and he done topped out and I don't feel like giving chase, is it worth me forfeiting everything that I've worked for by shooting him in the back, knowing that he's not a threat? So that's a good start. To me, I think that's a good start. And then of course, like I said, the reparations. I like the layout and the plan of what Bob Johnson brought out. I think that's a great start. Honestly, I think that when you think about everything that we've gone through, from slavery to Reconstruction to Black codes to the Civil Rights Movement to Jim Crow, I think 350 is kind of a low ball.
I think 350 is a low ball, but it's, to be honest with you, I'll take 350.
I'll take it because I know in my household I'm going to get $1 million, and I know what to do with that $1 million.
I'll take 350 by itself because, like I said, I want to be a black gun store owner. I have that. You know what I'm saying? But I want, before I bring you in, Desi, I want to add on to something that you were saying with police reform. Check this out. If I go get if I get my driver's license every 4 years, every 5 years, I gotta renew that, right? Same thing with my CDL. Same thing with welding. I gotta keep taking the test over and over to keep sure I'm certified. With my inspection, I gotta take eye test every year to make sure I'm still able to see and know what I'm doing. With my CWI for certified welding inspector, I got to go get that certified. I'm also 35-ton crane operator, overhead magnet crane. I got to get that certified every 4 or 5 years. I got to get my forklift license certified every 4 or 5 years. You got nurses that still got to go take tests over and over. Doctors, they got to keep going to get tests. You have so many different forms that you got to go do to stay certified what you're doing. A hairdresser, you know, they got to keep going and getting tested to get their license certified every few years. If you carry a licensed weapon that can kill somebody, you need to be certified every 2-3 years. Go get tested to go make sure you know de-escalation training, all kind of shit. I think they need to go through vigorous training just to be on the fucking force multiple times, not just one or two, not just when you get the job, over and over and over.
The training part, though, it seems like we keep talking about training. These people, when it comes to black folks, it's about training, but they know how to act with people with white folks.
You're right, but here's the thing.
It's not, to me, I don't think it's a training issue.
I'm not gonna say it's not a training issue, but they start, even if they change it to where they get fucked up for killing us, I still want that training, because you're still gonna have that you're still gonna have some idiots, and then we're gonna be back to the same thing, back out there marching.
Yeah.
What's up, Desi? Shout out to Desiree. Y'all need to go to Flick, our big podcast. Y'all go check her out. What's up? She was listening in. She texted me, said, "Man, I gotta come on." So.
Yeah, like I'm just kind of listening to, you know, everybody's kind of side right now, and I just think we're in like a catch. It's kind of like a catch-22 right now with laws and stuff. I don't know if everybody has seen in the chat where I was saying, you know, to check out the statute. It's called like 1983, and it's pretty much a law that doesn't condemn police force. It pretty much is a loophole for them. So pretty much if you're a victim, you know, of any type of police brutality, if you take them to court, you know what I'm saying? And you have to be able to prove that whoever it is that, you know, you're accusing, you have to be able to prove that they committed a crime, if not identical to what you're accusing them of. It has to be damn near spot on. If not, the police are granted immunity, and like your you know, your case gets completely thrown out. So I think a lot of times we don't really put focus on what policy actually is. And I feel like if we do, then we would be able to utilize the loopholes that we have and some that we can. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of time we're blind. We don't like to read. And I think it really just starts with reading first. You know what I'm saying? Just having a basic understanding, because if you don't have the basic foundation of policy, then how are you to know how to react? And when you see people just kind of reacting just on a whim, it confuses everybody. So like the young gentleman, I apologize, I don't really know your name, but you know, you had stated earlier that you didn't really think it was a policy issue. And I kind of agree with that, because police, they have policy. I have friends on the police force, especially here in Dallas, and they have all types of policies, and they choose not to utilize the policies that they have, only with loopholes. So it's just no different than if you go into a store and you see an advertisement, and the advertisement says, 99 cents for the candy for the day. If you come back in the store when the advertisement is over, but the advertisement is still there, if you don't know that policy says that they have to give you whatever the price is for what it says at that moment, then you're going to end up paying a little bit more than what you would have had you just read or just asked. You know what I'm saying? So I do think it is a policy issue, but then again, I don't think it's a policy issue, because if you're going to enforce a policy, then you should be able to utilize it. And they don't even utilize the policies that they write up. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like at this point, it's kind of like every man for themselves. I feel like if everybody just takes a moment and just tries to read basic laws, before I go into the store, like I read up the policies on the store before I go in. I know it sounds crazy, but if you just take an extra step and just read or acknowledge policy, something that we already don't like to do, then I think it will definitely cut down and eliminate a lot of stuff, because then people would utilize the laws that we have for their benefit. That way they won't need all of the extras. You don't have to be postponed for this, because you'll know your rights. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of wanted to throw that in there.
I get what you're saying, but a lot of times that's not the case. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Breonna Taylor was killed because a no-knock warrant was issued, and the people that they were looking for was already arrested earlier that day, and they didn't even live at Breonna Taylor's address. So what policy was I going to look up to stop them from going into the wrong house and killing her, or for the simple fact?
Well, the thing is, whatever you would be able to fight whatever reasoning that they had behind what they did, because a lot of time they'll react and they'll give whatever they need to. They'll give whatever reason they need to say, well, we didn't know because of X, and no. And a lot of time, again, if you don't know the law, they can just get away with it because, oh, it sounds good. Oh, well, they said this is what the law is. Yeah, that might be what the law is. But if you read a little bit deeper, then they can't just get you off of, just for example, an illegal search and seizure. A police officer can walk up to your car and tell you to get out of your car because he smells something, but he doesn't physically see it. But if you don't know your laws, a police officer can tell you anything, and you can get out the car. He can, aggravate the situation, like a lot of time most of them do. There was a video that had, I don't know if it had went viral, but it was an undercover cop who was an African. He was an African undercover cop and FBI agent. And then the other cops came, you know what I'm saying? And they're literally arresting him. And he's done absolutely nothing wrong, but they're giving him the impression that we can do this. But if you state your rights to them, then it makes it, I'm not saying that it suppresses it. It doesn't stop it, but it suppresses the situation because it allows whatever policy to actually be put into the actual experience. So then it gives a person the idea to think before they actually do. And as long as that happens, then I feel like that's a lot better than just going into a situation vulnerable or going into a blind. Because a lot of the time, if you tell them what they know, then they're least likely to aggravate the situation. But if they kind of see that, you know what I'm saying? If they kind of see that you don't really know, they can play on that, which is a lot of time their objective in the first place. So
I'm gonna give you, I agree, but in certain aspects I disagree. Now I agree, everybody that's listening, everybody in the African community, everybody period, white, black, whoever, you need to know your laws. But in that same issue, a lot of these police don't even know their laws. But a police officer will always think they're right. And going back to what we were talking about earlier, Jay Good, with training. Training is teaching these motherfuckers them laws too. Because you get police officers that really don't know their laws, because at this point, anybody can get a badge. I can go get a badge right now. If I go to the police academy, I can get a badge. I didn't have to do no schooling. I didn't have to go to criminal justice, learn any of the basic laws of policing, any of that. I can go get a badge. We need the police officer to know the laws just as well as we need to know the laws. Because what if I know the laws and I'm telling this police officer the exact law, where to look it up and everything, but that don't help me, and I still end up on a t-shirt.
Well, I kind of feel like, but that's kind of like a risk that you're willing to take. It's no different than when you, like, another video I saw, you got all of these cops just lined up. And then you got this one guy, he got his camera and he all up in the cop face. Now, granted, I understand you mad. I understand, you frustrated because everything that's happening, but don't entice the situation is what I'm saying. I feel like, me personally, I didn't riot at all. I didn't go down there and do all that. I'm one of those people, I feel like I can do my due diligence from a distance. Like I really don't like to be in big crowds of people anyway, but I feel like there's more than one way to skin a cat. And I think that a lot of time we see, and we only see surface level. And a lot of time, a lot of us don't be intellectual enough to be able to find resources that will indeed save us. And my thing is, I just feel like if we read a little bit more, then we would react differently. We would react accordingly. But a lot of time people just go off of just instinct without knowledge, and look at where it's got us. History has a way of repeating itself, and that's for a reason. And we've had these rules, we've had these regulations. Political parties, whether they be fuck ass Democrats or the Republicans, they change policy all the time. They change policy every day. They're signing executive orders every day, to the point where a lot of time they don't even know how to keep up with law and policy. But again, it's there. The resources are there. The people are there. And I just feel like, you are taking a risk whenever you around these agents and these people. You always taking a risk. But my thing is just being smart about it. Educate yourself and don't aggravate the situation.
I'm not saying don't be. I'm not saying don't be smart about
it.
Some
situations are going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, some situations.
But see that right there, where you say unfortunately, I shouldn't have to think about those times where things are going to happen. That's what we're trying to negate right there as a whole. I don't want to think. I don't want to have to sit there and think about it. I don't want to have to tell my god kids, my nephews, my nieces, because I don't got kids. I don't want to have to sit there and give them the discussion, man. We'll do this, and this when you get pulled over. We shouldn't have to. That's the whole point.
That's true, but that's only. But here's the thing. That's only in a perfect world. I would love.
But that's the point. That's what we're fighting for right now. We're not fighting for a perfect world.
We're always going to have an imbalance. It's always going to be an imbalance.
I get that, but I'm not fighting for a perfect world. The world is never. I'm not perfect. The world's not going to be perfect. But what we can fight for is a change in the policing that's going on in these neighborhoods, so we can have more. So I can go home and see people that I got a cousin that was killed by the police, even though he was in the wrong, but maybe he wouldn't have got killed. I got a homeboy that got killed by the police. Maybe he wouldn't have got killed. He was coming down I-10 with a shitload of drugs. He might just be locked up, and I can actually write him and check on him right now instead of him getting killed. I got a homeboy right now, and his dad got killed by the police. The Mexican homeboy. Like, maybe this shit wouldn't happen if we can find ways of policing. If they can sit there, I've watched 3 videos just yesterday of white people beating up on the police. Literally, one white dude took this motherfucker's baton and was beating the fuck out of him. He got him off of him, was beating him, and jumped in the SUV and drove the fuck off. If that had been me even looking like I wanted to grab that baton, I'd be still right there waiting on the goddamn the coroner to come pick my body up. But
that's just exactly what I mean. We're living in a society, we're living in a system that is literally strategically set up for us to fail. Like, it's strategically set up like that. And again, if you don't know,
that's the point. This is the whole point of that conversation.
But that's not something but honestly, I'm just saying, I don't feel like from what has happened thus far, I don't ever see that changing, because if that were the case, we're in 2020. At least 600 of these years, white people have known about depressing us, putting us in a depression, taking our shit, the Arabs, the Portuguese, all of them. Like, this is not anything. This is not no new shit. And the more and more we don't get educated, the more and more we're going to have these issues, because people are not smart enough to make better decisions. They're not smart enough to make better choices. It's no different than when this shit came out with this George Floyd. Instead of people just educating themselves on law and just not rioting, they go out there and they add fuel to the fire. And again, I understand your frustration. I understand you mad. I understand we've been oppressed. We've been depressed. We've been all of that shit for fucking years. Like, for years. And history repeats itself because we have a society and we don't have enough people that are mentally strong enough to make better decisions and make better choices.
Shout out to the homie Blue Blood Sports TV in the chat. I appreciate you coming through.
Yes. I mean, I'm just saying that's just like angels will never shake hands with demons. It'll never happen. You know what I'm saying?
So check this out. I'm not saying it won't happen. That's not what I'm saying. Jay Good, do you want to get in here?
No, y'all could. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I'm not saying it won't happen. I get what you're saying. And I understand that. But you know what you sound like right now?
Mm-mm.
You sound just like what I was just preaching earlier. That kumbaya shit ain't gonna work no more.
No. It's not about kumbaya. It's not about that. Because my thing is, fuck the Democrats. Fuck the Republicans. I'm gonna open a book and I'm gonna find out how to become my own self-sufficient business. I'm gonna utilize the loopholes that they have, and I'm gonna create my own business. I'm gonna get a team that wants the same results that I do, who have the same mindset, who want the same things, who want to build, who want to invent. And we're going to use what the fuck resources we need. And we're not worried about what the fuck y'all got going on, because people, like I said, we can't stop. It's not everybody. It's not all black people. It's not all white people. It ain't all Mexicans. So, and in the same breath, it is black people. It is white people. It is some Mexicans in there, some Arabs and all that other shit. It's a lot of them in there. And at this point, it's too many of y'all being out here scandalous. So I don't know who to trust. And the ones that'll sit there and tell you, you know, what you want to hear, even the ones that tell you what you don't want to hear, they can be a waste of time too, if you ask me. So my thing is, fuck all of y'all. To me, it's like a every man for themselves. I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna grab a book, and I'm gonna find out how to innovate and how to just not use y'all's laws, but use y'all's laws to my better advantage. And I'm not worried about y'all. I'm not going out here voting because, in my opinion, voting is just like a traditional, it's a ritual. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing but satanic ass people.
So I gotta stop you right there. This is why I gotta stop you. It's because, and shout out to Blue Blood. He said we got to build an army first, Queen. But
that's true too.
So check this out. I can't sit there and tell you that voting is bad or good. If you don't want to vote, it's your constitutional right not to. You have whatever you want to. Is you as a person, whatever you want to do, don't do it. Shout out to Legendary Top Cat, and I appreciate you for sharing the live stream, Top Cat. Man, salute to you, family. But I gotta sit here and I gotta stop you, because voting is not just federally. You vote for your so check this out. I got a homeboy. Well, everybody know Scarface, Brad Jordan. He ran for city council just this year, and I almost won.
Who? Who?
The rapper Scarface, and he almost won. And I went out there and voted for him, and just us getting out there to vote, they count each one of those votes. We didn't have voter suppression here. It's not about getting out and giving a damn about, I don't feel like voting, or I don't want to vote, my vote don't matter. Yes, it does. But when you got shit like Scarface, because Scarface was actually going to do stuff specifically for the black community to try to make sure things got done in our community. As far as our streets are the most fucked up streets in Houston. When you ride down Tidwell, as Top Cat, he from 5th Ward. If you ride down Federal Road right now, a Crane, you gonna need a new rim tomorrow. If you ride down Tidwell over here in Acres Home, you're gonna need some new rims.
Well, I'm glad you told me that, because within the next couple weeks, within the next week or two, I'm finna hop in the car and come straight down to Houston. So let me know.
But see, I'm just telling you, stuff like that. For me voting for somebody like Brad, I know that he was going to try to push the issue on getting some of these roads fixed, getting some money pushed back in the communities to help our neighborhoods, doing things like that. You got to build from within. If we don't vote and put people in place so we can vote, you're going to continue to get somebody like a Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, so let me
No. You got to listen. Let me finish first. Listen to this.
Okay.
You got to go out here and vote for people like that, because are you going to get somebody like a Nancy Pelosi or Mitch McConnell who's been in Congress for 45 years, going 30 and 45 years, who don't belong there? When you got somebody like Mitch McConnell who strictly said, this came out of his mouth 3 days ago, we've paid for reparations already because we gave y'all Barack Obama. Fuck a Barack Obama. Why the fuck are we still voting for them? You vote for somebody like that in Congress every 2 years. They singularly count these votes. Your vote matters when it comes to shit like that. It does. Those little every 2 year votes, when they come up, it matters. Yeah, Top Cat, I'm finna send you the link. Those little things, it matters. It really does. And when you vote on Congress, that state, when those Congress is your state representative who's going up to the House of Representatives or going up to Congress, who is going to fight against people like Trump or this crooked ass Joe Biden who's going to get in office. You need to pay attention to those votes, because those are the votes that matter more than anything else.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I mean, and I hear you. Like I said, I'm really not trying to dispute what you're saying. I just think it's kind of one of those situations where voting is not for everybody. My thing is, what would happen if nobody voted? Let's just say nobody voted. You still have two sides, and what are they going to do? If this was a communistic government, which is what I feel like they're trying to do, and our votes don't count, then what would happen? If people just says, you know what, let's just not vote, then what would they do? You know what I'm saying? They would do exactly what they intended on doing. They're going to do what the higher power allows them to do with what the books say. They're gonna go by what the books say, whether you vote or you don't. That's just my opinion to it. And from the research that I have done, at the end of the day, it's a little bit more than the people, because my thing is, if it wasn't a little bit more than the people. Now, I'm not saying that people shouldn't vote. I'm just not one of those people that would be willing to do it, just because it's just like kind of being a nice guy. If you think about it, what has the nice guy ever gotten but stepped on or walked over? When you think nice guy, it's supposed to give off a good impression, but it seems like the nice guys are always the ones that get hurt. They get stepped on, they get overlooked. Nothing really good comes from being a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's
I 100% agree with you. Top Cat, the link sent. You need to check your email channel. Shout out to Corner Girl 66. Shuluk Joe Jet. I 100% agree with you. It ain't nothing come with it being a nice guy. That's why they out there tearing shit up. When I bullshit you not. And Jay Good can contest to this. Every time we've had something go our way in as far as something positive in the black community, what has happened? Been riots. Am I lying?
No.
Okay. It's been either matter of fact, when we was talking about the slave revolts earlier, the many slave revolts, Nat Turner's just the most famous one, but it wasn't even the most vicious or the violent one. Those slave revolts also helped push for the Civil War. Even though the Civil War was mostly fought about economics, those slave revolts helped push for that, because motherfuckers was getting knocked off. These riots a lot of these riots is causing these businesses to start looking at black people like, oh shit, these motherfuckers are serious. Shout out to my brother Top Cat, man.
Yeah.
That nigga over there, are you still in Dubai or Amsterdam?
No, I'm still in Dubai.
Oh shit! I thought you were coming back. You said a couple days ago, I'm gonna get on the plane, I'm gonna go to Amsterdam, and then I'm gonna head back to the States. What the hell happened?
Them hoes canceled my flight.
God damn. That's fucked up.
It's not really a bad place to be stuck, though.
You might want to catch you one of them G class flights.
Nah, it is a bad place to be stuck.
Sure.
That shit expensive in a motherfucking Dubai.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I bet, but
places on earth.
if you got it. But
Check that.
Shit. But man, I'm just looking at it like I said, voting is more important when it comes to state and local than federal. On the federal level, your state and local levels is the most important, because when you vote locally, that right there affects you and what's going on in your city. That's including Bush. Matter of fact, Top Cat, tell her, right here in Houston, we had them motherfucking cameras, and if you ran a red light, you was gonna get a motherfucking ticket in the mail. We voted locally to get them shits taken down. Them shits immediately got took down.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. That's one of the man, that was a great accomplishment, man. Out here,
yeah,
they have those cameras out here, man. Them hoes will flash you. They on the highway.
Yeah, they got them down here in Dallas too, because we don't have them no more.
Yeah,
that shit there is, man. We don't know how grateful we ought to be for that shit, nigga. That shit will fuck over you, nigga. And they had it set up. They was rigged too. Them hoes they'll be on yellow, and they was meant to catch motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like they was timing them. White folks was timing them because they started knocking them hoes down. And white people started coming through with poles and shit, knocking them hoes off and waiting on the laws to come and showing how the shit was set up. It was timing, nigga. It'll get on yellow, and it's supposed to be a certain amount of time before it turned red. And the cameras was set up, was rigged to hurry up and turn red when it bitch on yellow to catch motherfuckers. It was a setup. And that's really what got it passed through legislation to take the shit down, because there was too many situations the shit was corrupt. You know what I'm saying? I think Sugarland or something kept it for a little while longer or something.
But that was an issue that I know that they did have down here. And it was kind of one of those situations where there were a lot of people who did read up on what their rights were, and seeing as though it was a man-made machine that can be wrong, that can give false information. Again, you have a lot of people that will fight out against it. And so again, I'm not completely against voting, but again, like I said, a lot of times if you don't research beforehand, before voting, before doing anything, before going to get your gun license, before you do anything nowadays, a lot of time you go blind if you don't have the resources or the research, is really all I'm saying. Because a lot of times, like I said, just like they had Obama out here finessing everybody. He might not be the best example, but he, you know, like I said, sometimes people will see something, they just see this nice black man. It don't matter the fuck that he's fucking us over. It don't matter about the fact that, you know, he's out here signing executive laws that's calling us terrorists. It don't, none of that matter. As long as we got a shiny black man, a well-dressed, well-mannered, well-educated, you know, black man, that's all that matters. And so for me, I'm just saying that I personally believe that research should come first before action. And I think right now we're in times where people are just acting and not necessarily researching. And again, you have to learn to take your emotions out of it. So, if you don't take your emotions out of it, you're more susceptible to making more mistakes, as opposed to if you took an extra second and thought about it, maybe did some research and find out who these people are that you voting for. Find out, you know, their backgrounds, where they went to school, where they were educated, what, you know, what you call them, they have underneath their belt, accolades they have underneath their belt. You know, what qualifies you to even be the mayor or to be the governor or to be part of Congress? What, you know, if it's such our choice, then we need to, like I said, read up. We just go for surface level, you know what I'm saying? And we don't stop to research enough. And I just feel like we need to just stop trying to get to the end result, and we need to literally figure out the process. Read up some more, get a little bit more educated, and actually inspire somebody else to do a little bit more, because the little that we're doing right now, it's only a few It's only one you stay ready. But there are a lot of people out here who are on your movement, but it's not enough. It's not enough to create the change that needs to happen. A little by little, yes, I get that. But I think a little bit more needs to be done. And I think that's more educational based than anything.
I'm not saying it don't. I'm not saying people don't need to get educated. That's not what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't completely disagree when it comes to the voting.
No, I'm not. I wasn't even for to talk about the voting. My point. Okay, so check this out. I went down there and I protested. I didn't stay long enough because it was 200 people got arrested that day out of the 60,000 that was there.
See?
But the 200 people, you know why they got arrested, because they were for to tear shit up. But in that same token, that first night that they did riot here before that protest, you got to understand, people are tired, whether they educated or not. They are tired. They're pissed off. They're tired. Shit has started changing. Look at the laws that they just passed in the past 3 weeks since George Floyd died May 25th. That was the day before my birthday. It is June the 14th. That was literally 3 weeks ago he's died. They have passed multiple laws federally and in certain states. Kentucky, ain't no more no knock warrants because of Breonna Taylor. Minneapolis, you can't use a knee or a chokehold. New York, you can't use a chokehold. Also, New York, what was it that Cuomo passed? Your police records can be shown to the public now. In federal government, they've made laws. What was that shit? I just read that shit. They passed a law federally. They passed it. I can't believe Trump signed that shit either. But it was. I can't even think what the fuck it was. But they've passed so many fucking laws on the police.
They gotta wear the camera in New York all times now. The camera can't get cut off.
Yeah, if
the body camera can't get cut off at all.
If you turn your camera off, you will get fired. You will get fired. So it's laws being passed, but I'm gonna tell you why. It's not because of the protests. It's not because of the protests at all, whatsoever. It's strict. I'm telling you right now, it's because motherfuckers was tearing their shit up. They wasn't the last time when Mike Brown got killed. They was in the fucking neighborhoods. They was in the fucking neighborhoods, and they was tearing up we was tearing up our own shit. This time they were downtown tearing shit up.
Yeah, because they were here too. Yeah.
And they were downtown tearing their shit up.
I had a friend of mine that was actually downtown at the time and seen they had this truck that backed up and put them bricks right down there mid downtown. You know what I'm saying? And so again, it's a touchy situation because as I said, I feel like again people are tired, and I feel like yes, sometimes you do have to over exaggerate things in order to get people to see the truth, but there is a way to handle certain shit as well. You know what I'm saying? There's also a way to handle it. Rioting, to me personally, I'm not for that. I am for peaceful protesting, you know, to a certain extent too, because again, those to me are just, it's just too easy. It's like the best way to get somebody to act ignorant. Just like with the peaceful protest that they had when Trump and them went down there and was spraying everybody. You know, it was supposed to be a peaceful protest gone wrong when everybody was doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I just don't feel it's necessary to put myself in that position. But again, I can't speak for everybody. But
I can't get mad at anybody that's not putting themselves in that position. Like I mentioned on a couple of shows before. Am I mad that they ride? Am I mad that they're riding? No. Am I glad that they're riding? It really don't bother me. You know why? Because I understand that they frustrated. People are fucking tired. Nigga, I'm tired of dying.
They are.
I done mentioned multiple times over racism. I got people that done died. I know multiple people that died over racism. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna keep dwelling on it all the time, but I bring up the stories all the time. But these people are tired. So guess what? I've been peacefully protesting for how many years now? Since before the civil rights movement, we've been peacefully protesting. Ain't nothing changed. Every time we start riding, shit start changing. Violence end up causing change. The history of America was built on violence. Everything we've ever had changed in this country was because of violence. Even with the Civil War, even with the hell. Do you know why they started selling crack in America? They started selling crack in America to fund the war in Nicaragua. Why were we fighting people in Nicaragua? But when they did that, it caused a whole nother war. A war on drugs started. And then you got a president like Joe Biden that started writing up all these fucking laws of not knocking niggas off. But everything has changed in this country throughout history from violence. I'm not saying it's worth it all the time, but right now it's needed.
And that makes sense to me. But again, like I mean, again, it's kind of like a catch-22 because my thing is, I don't feel like violence is necessarily needed to get a proper response. There's more than one way to do it than just violence. But the thing is, a lot of time people don't want to do what would be necessary or what would be a better choice because it takes too long. You have to go through this, you got to sign this paper, you got to do that. Okay, it's no different than when they say, if a situation happens, document it. Like, for instance, I was in the healthcare field. I was a phlebotomist for 9 years. Whenever, whenever we had an incident, whenever something had happened, they always say document it. Even if something don't get done at that moment, document it. Because when something big happens, guess what? You have a paper record. And so the thing is, again, instead of committing violence, like I said, read a book, get up on your laws, and then document the stuff. Get petitions. You know what I'm saying? Get petitions, because what if they tell us, you can't come outside and riot? You know what I'm saying? You're just going to have more aggravated people. You're going to have more fuel being placed in the fire. And then you're going to have even more businesses. And the thing is, we want to get away from the violence because it seems like when violence of whatever sort, even if it's not us that's starting it, it be our businesses that get attacked. It be us that have to, we already gotta, piss blood and shit to get something. And violence has not helped that. But again, the process, people don't
always work either.
Huh?
Petitions don't always work either.
No, they don't always work, but they don't always work because people are too impatient. People want quick. They want quick results. Again, you don't be educated enough. You don't have enough people that want to go and get their license to get a gun. I procrastinated on going to get my license. And what ended up happening was at the moment that I went to go get my license, I was in a situation and it caused me to get locked up, and then it pushed back what I was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I procrastinated instead of getting the knowledge at that moment. Had I got the knowledge when I had the initial time to do it, then maybe I would have reacted a little bit different. But again, it starts up here with the mind. And if violence is what you feel is the primary source of getting control, it's no different than with chaos comes order, just in a different type of way. So
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, you had, matter of fact, Top Cat. Hey, Top, you remember just, was it about, I'm gonna say it was about 5 months ago, They in Alabama, they was it Alabama? Yeah, it was Alabama. They killed, they put that black dude, the innocent black dude, to death after we had over 500,000 signatures on the petition.
Yeah.
What
You
did
got
that?
Bill Gates got 1 million petitions to investigate the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That shit, and that's like 4 times what's needed. You feel me? Like, violence is everything. You know, you meet aggression with aggression. You feel me? Motherfuckers don't respect nothing until you violent. Even in your personal life, in the streets, or anything, motherfucker ain't gonna respect you until you might have to enforce your will on the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because this system was put in place through violence after wars here. You know what I mean? Like, situation that we are in this country happened after violence took place. When shit don't go motherfuckers' way, then it's a war. That's where the Revolutionary War come from, the Civil War, and all these other type of things. When they go over to different countries and they motherfuckers go to war, and out of the chaos, then you bring the order. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers only respect violence. You know, you got some relationships. You know how they say some women, they feel like you don't love them unless these niggas out here putting their hands on them or something, or talking to them crazy and all that. You know, whatever crazy psychological shit that is, like, that's what people respect. And certain motherfuckers, you have to inflict violence on them for them to understand where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying?
And
I say this right here.
But look, I get that. But the thing is, and again, I'm not at all disputing that. But my thing is, we doing the rioting and we doing all of this shit, but we not doing it to the people that need it. I ain't seen nobody hit, not one congressman. I don't know not one person who don't went out here and done put a bullet in not no congressman. And again, I'm not promoting no type of violence. But these people that's out here making the laws, these people who are doing the background work, these are not the people that's getting caught up. They can get caught up, but they need paperwork. They need a good attorney. They need somebody that knows the law and is not afraid to fight via not violence, but a court system. And that's why I said, if we use these loopholes that they use on us to put us and enslave us, then to me, that's just another way of doing it. Because again, how long have we been going out here rioting and we still get nowhere? How long have we been going out here doing all of this voting? Trump still ended up in office. Obama still ended up in office. They was trying to get Hillary motherfucking ass in there, but it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not disputing the violence aspect. I definitely understand that. But my thing is, the congressmen that's out here raping and molesting children are the ones that need to get knocked off. The ones that's out here creating these policies, these people that work under Bill Gates's people, you know, and I'm not racist or nothing, but these other ethnicities that feel like they can come over here as scientists and build in their labs are the ones that need to get knocked off, not the police officers that are finding out this shit and are and trying to get these investigations. And they the ones that's coming up killed. They're killing our leaders and they're doing all of this from, to me, in my opinion, the sake of violence. So my thing is, violence has always been an option. It's always been a primary option. And again, history will repeat itself. I'm spiritual and shit. So I like to say a lot of time when we go through the same thing, it's because we're not understanding where it is that we're going wrong to stop it from being a habit. So we have to somehow do something different. Does that mean don't go out here and knock somebody off if they break into your house or if they touch your child, or if they hell no. I'm not with that. Because my thing is I'm gonna defend myself by any means necessary, period. Whatever fuck what the law say, I don't give a fuck. If I'm in a situation where I have to defend myself, that's what's gonna happen. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna make sure that I read up on my laws so that when the time comes, using violence will be a last resort. Because my thing is, like y'all, like stay ready, like you were saying, I want to come home. I want to be able to come home. But if I can't set my pride aside for a second to allow that to happen, then you put yourself in a vulnerable position, and it's less likely for aggravated situations to be suppressed. So I'm just saying we have to try to find another way first. Not and again, I'm not against what you're saying, but clearly this way is not working. It's not working.
Hold on.
Too many people.
I disagree with you on that, because you can't say it's not working when we haven't been doing it.
No,
you know
no, it's not working. I'm just saying it's not working to our best defense, because it seems like
we don't know if it's working for us or not working, because we haven't seen the results from it. So how do you know if it's working or not? We've been peacefully protesting. That hasn't been working. What about a peaceful protest have worked for us yet?
But that's just my point. So why continue to put yourself in a position to do that if you yourself say it's not working for you? Why not trying to do something?
But listen to what I'm saying. You're taking one part and arguing your case against one part, but not listen to the totality of what I'm saying. That peaceful protest ain't working. But guess what happened when they start tearing up downtowns of cities and burning down a fucking police station and burning down a historic city hall and burning down and snatching down these monuments? We are getting legislation passed right now because of the shit that they are doing, because these peaceful protests ain't been working. So they changed it up and started tearing shit up using aggression. That's what's working. You see that working. So now, with that being working, I understand. Yeah, go out here and start thinking, and let's fight back legislationally, or fight back with some lobbyists and actually come up with these groups. What I was speaking on earlier, but these riots has been working, whether it's good or bad. We've been getting things passed in our benefit. What was you finna say, Ed?
Nah, I was going to say I agree with you 100%. You heard what I was saying about when they beheaded the Columbus statues earlier. I think that was very effective in like a few days. You know what I mean? They was like, yeah, we're thinking about removing all these Confederate monuments. That was effective, and that was attacking them, you know, those congressmen and those white people, in my opinion. So I think that that's very effective. I say forget the protesting, keep attacking the monuments. Keep attacking the monuments at night. I'm noticing that's really hitting their heart. That's really hitting their heart. They not liking that. Shoot, tear up the one with George Jefferson, tear up the one with Abraham Lincoln. I don't care if you got 6 dudes that got to do it and sneak at night. I don't give a damn. Do what y'all got to do, because personally, in my mind, that actually been more effective, in my opinion, if you ask me, from a young dude's perspective.
But again, I just, like I said, as long as if it were a situation where less of our businesses were affected, then I would probably be more on your side about it. Not saying that I'm on your side, but my thing is, like I said, if everything you do comes with a price. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of choice. I don't think at this point there is a right or wrong answer, because again, like you said, sometimes you do have to over exaggerate, and you do got to tear up some shit so that people can understand what the fuck is really going on. Like, you have to do that. But it's kind of one of those, you do got to pick your battles wisely. And I just hate the fact that
I agree.
Yes, when we do resort to violence, it just seems like we have to do that, but it comes at an even greater price than what we really want. You know, there was a chick who during the whole, I think it might have started as a peaceful protest, but it was a riot that ended up happening. And the girl, she was a business owner. She got molested and raped, and they killed her. You know what I'm saying? And this is a matter of her trying to defend herself while somebody is breaking into her business. You know what I'm saying? So it's just situations like that I feel like, you know, it's kind of a catch-22. But again, a lot of times when I see the rioting happening, I don't see white businesses complaining. I see black businesses complaining. And again, we already work hard for our shit to just have it taken away because some people couldn't control their anger enough. You know what I'm saying? But if it was these congressmen that's out here doing all of this crazy shit that was the ones getting knocked off, then shit. Look, yes, y'all got me live saying that shit. Keep it motherfucking coming, because those are the people that need to be knocked off. But it seems like in the midst of violence, it be us that get attacked way more. And that's what bothers me, because I feel like we need a little bit more education than violence. Of course, we want to teach our kids, and I'm in the process of teaching my daughter how to use a motherfucking gun. I'm getting lessons and all types of stuff in the works right now so that we can know. But I'm also making sure that she understands her rights first. I understand that I teach her. If for anybody that's in this chat, I suggest y'all look up the Gullah Wars. If y'all don't know what the Gullah Wars was, yes, when the Africans clipped up and they was knocking off all of their slave masters. You know what I'm saying?
Now the Gullahs went African though.
Yeah, the Gullahs weren't African; those are slaves.
That's what I meant. The slaves at the time, the slaves that went through the Gullah Wars, they went and they knocked off slave owners. All of the European people.
Go look up the Stono Rebellion. Forget the Gullah War. Go look up the Stono Rebellion.
The Gullah Wars is
the bloodiest slave revolt that happened on American soil. Go read that. Go look up the Stono Rebellion. That was the bloodiest.
Research on that, but the reason I said the Gullah Wars was because it was the starting point. It was the starting point. It was what pretty much started, us being free. That's why I brought up the Gullah Wars, and it was meant for the people at the time to go, and they killed off all of their slave masters. They didn't go and destroy businesses and other Black people's businesses and things. Like, it wasn't that type of situation. They
just like Mike James 616 just said, ain't no Black businesses getting attacked in Grand Rapids. They turn up downtown. Ain't no Black businesses getting tore up in Houston downtown. Ain't no Black businesses getting tore up in Minneapolis downtown. They were tearing up downtown.
Remember in Ferguson, they burned down every building except the Black-owned buildings, and they knew what was Black-owned because they lived there. Yeah. And when the white folks walked through there the next day, the Black people were saying they ain't burning down they shit. They only burning down everybody else shit. You know what I'm saying? That's materialistic. They got insurance on that shit. You know what I'm saying? If something do happen, like that can be changed. Like I say this here. Like you said, stay ready. A lot of this shit we already been doing. We've been voting. We right now in this day, we got more politicians, Black people in office than any time before, and ain't nothing changing. You know what I'm saying? We already know whenever it's a Black place and a Black face in the system, then white supremacists can operate in the back. Under Obama, it was more Black people got killed, more Black people got jailed than any other time before, than any other white president. So we know these Black faces just be pawns. It's the system, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what we fighting against.
If it's more Black people if it's more Black people there, then like I say, white supremacy can operate freely in the background, because the number one thing they can say is, well, we ain't racist. Look how far we came. You got a Black president, or you got a Black mayor, or
that's what Mr. Obama said. We already paid reparations. We gave y'all Barack Obama, and his host still in office after 45 years.
We gave y'all affirmative action and shit like that. Welfare reform. That's a form of reparations and shit. That's how them hoes handle it.
Yeah.
See? And that's why I just feel like education should come before anything, because it just gives our minds a little bit more room to understand what we have going on. Because if we're just frustrated and we're just acting out of anger, a lot of times, just like you can apply this to your daily life. Let's say you're a creature of habit. You come home every day, you in a good mood or a regular mood. You come home, you set your keys down, you take your shoes off. But that day that you come home and you aggravated prior to getting home, when you get home, you done got so mad and you done got so frustrated that you done threw your keys. Your keys done went through your TV. Now your TV messed up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of, like I said, just choice and really understanding what's going on. Because if you have a better scope on what's going on, then you can better maneuver. Just like my dad always taught me, if you can learn to understand people, which you'll never be able to understand the mind of an individual. But if you learn to understand how people operate and how they move, life goes so much smoother. because it's just like having a cheat code. So I just, again, I'm not against, I'm not against at all what you all are saying, but I think history does play a really big role, especially when this is something that we're constantly going over. A lot of people are too conditioned, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I said for these politicians, they can come out here and say whatever, and a lot of times if we don't read, okay, let's just vote for this person, or let's just get this in there, just like the Democrats with the gun laws. And all the while, y'all just trying to take the guns for the sake of y'all benefit, not to help us. You know what I'm saying? So again, I think that, we should fight, physically if necessary, but we should also fight, literally and on paper as well, and that in terms, I feel like if you do that, then we'll have enough information, enough paper to have created our own policy. If we all came together and had our own petitions, if we even had 10 people and each of us had a different petition on what we wanted to change, and we continue to make that a habit, we have our own policies. We got our own, all we need is the money to get a building. Before you know, we got our own courthouse. You know what I'm saying? We got our own judges. We got our own people
but you know how you make that happen? So it's called sovereignty. You can actually pick that up. Hey, Jay Good, you've been quiet as hell. I know you've been listening to this cook. What's your thoughts?
Good on that scotch over there.
Oh, man, I'm just sitting back listening, man. I get where she's coming from. I understand that. My thing is just, we've had all this time. We've had all this time to implement those processes. I mean, if you're talking about petitions and things like that, it's what I said last week, and Top Cats talked about it also. I don't feel, based off of what I've seen, I don't feel that this system respects anything outside of loss of life or loss of income. So right now, what you're seeing people raising hell. And in that process, you're seeing a little loss of life. Unfortunately, it's on our end. And you're seeing some loss of income. So because of that, you're going to start seeing things change. Right now, it's minimal. But, for the system that we in, that's the only thing it's going to respect. It's not going to respect the petition. I'm not sold that it's going to respect a law. Any type of law structural changes, at least for us. I mean, hell, all the laws that are in place, that it was never written for us in mind anyway. Mm-hmm. So your hands are tied. Your hands are tied right now, and you're seeing people react and respond in a way of that because they are tired. So, it is what it is. I just think at this point, I have no problem with people with the protest. I have no problem with the rioting. A lot of the rioting that I'm seeing, being here in Dallas, I'm not seeing people destroying things in South Dallas. I'm not seeing people destroying things in West Dallas. I'm not seeing people destroying things in the Cliffs. All that stuff is downtown. We don't own nothing like that downtown. Now, I did see one black black-owned business owner. She got her shop destroyed. Some people
oh yeah, she's actually a good friend of mine, and that was kind of one of the reasons why I did kind of speak up on it a little bit more, because I've done business with her before, and she's been all over the news, but she was the only black-owned business on Commerce Street downtown. Right. And they went in there and they attacked her business. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of one of the situations that I mean, which is why I'm so for the nonviolent, because again, it was downtown, but she was the black business that got destroyed. That business had been there 8 years. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna speak on this part for that. She was a casualty of war.
That's what I was gonna say. Yep.
And I gotta say this because how many of you actually go downtown on a regular and do business downtown? It's black. Downtown has never been black. I don't know what city. Atlanta's probably the only black.
Houston was though. Houston was,
but that was a while ago, bro. It was. It ain't no more.
in the 60s and the 70s. Yeah, after
yeah, because Houston was Houston had Acres Home was its own city. It was a black city. Fifth Ward was all the way black. So was Third Ward. Third Ward was all the way black. What was that? What's that other neighborhood in Houston? It's the oldest neighborhood in Houston besides Acres Home that's fully black. That was a completely black before Houston.
Yeah, Fourth Ward too.
Yeah, Fourth Ward too. But no, it was on the south.
Darling Street had over 202 black-owned businesses there.
Yeah, but when you look at that, like we're downtown tearing up those people's shit because we don't go down there enough to know that she was a black-owned business. They don't go down there enough, and on top of that, how much have she done to put back in the community and things like that? I'm not saying she was wrong or nothing like that, but that kind of helped put eyes on her to know, okay, she's a black-owned business. What she does outside of the business in the community, I do like. If I was to open up a business, people would know my business because of the stuff that I would do in the community and go back and put back in the hood, because that's something I do now. Before I even had Stay Ready Boxing or before I had my catering company, that was stuff I always do. People know I'm a philanthropist. That's just something I do. And people know that when it comes, matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, I'm putting some stuff together. I'm getting people together to start donating so we can get stuff prepared for this hurricane season. You know what I'm saying? That's stuff
I'll definitely chip into.
Yeah, that's
definitely chip into.
Yeah, that's just stuff I do on my own. I don't broadcast it. People just see me and know I do it. Because when I put it out and ask, do you got something you want to donate? Let me know so I can take it down here, because I got places I take things to, because I know they're going to help out with these hurricane victims and things like that. I don't advertise it, but people know that I do it. How much have she done? And I'm not saying she hasn't done nothing. I'm just asking because I don't know what kind of eyesight was on her for people to know, man, y'all don't fuck with this place right here because
actually, like I said, her business it's an 8-year business, and she's had many people. On top of that, she does real estate, and she's also in the community as well. She does a lot for the young women. She has a mentoring program, if I'm not mistaken. And she actually does a lot, in the industry for a lot of youth and just for people in general. She has a lot of artists that comes through there, and it's a pretty big platform. And again, she does do real estate as well. And she has other mentoring businesses as well. But again, I just think, it's just, again, one of those situations. And you have a lot of people that do dwell downtown. Like, I mean, you do. Now, not to say that we're spending money, but business is always happening. And that is one of the places that a lot of people do come, whether it be for touring or just to visit. It's just one of those places where it is heavily dwelled. So, it's just kind of not surprising to me. It was very surprising, but then again, it's not. You know what I'm saying? And I guess just, I'm an Aquarius, so I'm naturally humanitarian anyway. My job or my obligation on this planet is to save the world, is to teach people, and without, more or less without the violent aspect, but that's me as a nurturer. So my mindset will be slightly different. But I think if we have groups of categories of people, we have the people that are supposed to be teachers, we have the ones that are supposed to do the physical work, you have some that are just supposed to be the intellectuals. Some people aren't meant to teach, some people aren't meant to nurture, some people just are here to give tough luck. And so I guess if everybody just kind of picked their position and acted on it instead of trying to do everybody else's, I think things would go a little bit smoother. But that's just me. I want to see everybody do well, or at least the people that deserve it.
Now that's my point. I think mine is, I think people that deserve it, I want them to do well. I'm gonna play this video one time. It's a 2-minute video. I want y'all to listen to it because I sent this to Jay Good earlier. We was gonna talk about this, but since we're in this conversation, it's relevant. So that's why I got to play this, and I want y'all to listen. This is legendary. This is Smackwater. So let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb because these motherfuckers in this group text. Hold on.
Here's white girl. Look at white girl trying to set shit on fire. Look at white girl trying to burn down the Wendy's. This wasn't us. This wasn't us.
Cake ass nigga. Let me ask you something, cake ass nigga. Why it ain't us, bitch ass nigga? This damn show need to be us, bitch ass nigga. Cake ass niggas crying about revolution and war being waged against the black man, but yet they more concerned with this ain't us, this ain't us, bitch ass nigga. These white folks trying to show you cake ass niggas how to get some act right in America, bitch ass nigga. Burn some shit down. I'm glad it's the white folks, bitch ass nigga. We need them to be just as upset and angry as we is. As a matter of fact, they seem like they even more upset and angry than niggas is, bitch ass nigga. Niggas' problem is they too busy trying to record some hoe ass shit. They just want some likes and some views and some shares, bitch ass nigga. Bitch ass niggas trying to win a war with a camera phone. Either that or a Bible, bitch. Motherfucker got guns. Niggas got a phone and a Bible. Every time I hear you bitch ass niggas go to talking about that's white folks starting that. Them white folks that you smell that bitch ass nigga, smell like you got that pussy cake ass nigga. And that's just why them hoe ass laws ain't gonna stop from killing a nigga, bitch ass nigga. Cause to them, this is what they hear when they hear us say that. Could you please stop killing us? Get your bitch ass on, nigga. We ain't gonna stop killing shit, cake ass nigga. Matter of fact, bow, take that bitch ass nigga. For the greater good, I need something to the hood.
Now tell me he wasn't that wasn't some real shit. You laughing, and that shit is funny than a motherfucker, but it's some real ass shit.
She didn't eat the tear out of her eye. Look at her.
I swear I needed that laugh. I really did. Y'all too much.
It's the truth.
Y'all too much.
Hey, this is what I was saying though, right? Because if you think about it, like even though we know that these protests, these people, these white folks that was coming out there protesting and shit, they got bust out there. They were backed by liberal money and all of this type of shit. One thing that I seen that came out of it though, we got to think about this here. If we go back to the civil rights era, motherfuckers protesting and the protest was hijacked back then. Well, motherfuckers was coming out with this peaceful protest. That's where you get the no justice, no peace shit, right? We go to Color of Change, which is a liberal-backed grassroots organization, which is funded by them. These motherfuckers that started the Hands Up, Don't Shoot, or the Black Lives Matter, all of this type of shit, right? All of this shit funded by white folks' money. But one thing, which is to come out there and control the momentum of the protests and shit. But one thing that when they sent them, the white boy Antifa and them and all this shit out there, them niggas came out there and they acted a motherfucking fool. That's why the bricks was set up. That's why the Molotov cocktails was being passed out and all this type of shit by these white boys. But what they did though for this generation that's coming up behind us was them niggas seen something different than that hands up, don't shoot shit, right? That no justice, no peace. So what it did, it instilled in them niggas, it actually taught them niggas how to get this shit done. You know what I'm saying? So the white boys breaking into buildings and all of this, set shit on fire. These youngsters who coming up, who this is their generation, this is their first time at these marches and protests and shit. They first time now, they got active. They went out there with cardboard boxes and shit, talking about hands up, don't shoot, stop killing us. Them niggas was out there with Molotov cocktails. Them niggas was out there looting shit, raiding shit. You know what I'm saying? Acting a motherfucking fool. And so what that's gonna do for them to pass down to the next generation after them niggas got stripes under their belt. You know, like when you ride on your first nigga or something, you know what I'm saying? Or you shoot your first person or something, The next time is easy, or anything with crime or something. You get away with it, you know, especially if you get away with it, build a confidence, and you like, you know what, next time I'm gonna do it like this, I'm gonna do it like that. And so what is instilling in these babies that's coming up after us is we ain't gotta take this shit. We don't have to come out here and be organized by no pastors or no motherfucking politicians who show up every 4 years or 2 years when they need a vote. Goddamn, we can come through this bitch and lay down our own motherfucking law. You know what I'm saying? And you get shit done through revolutionary shit. You burn it down. Even if they have a coup d'etat, nigga, they come in and overthrow the fucking government or the reigning party at that time, burn that bitch down, then they start back over. You know what I'm saying? And this system right here, which has been in place for a little minute now, this bitch needs to be burned down, and then they need to start back over to where, because right now the system they got us is we way behind the 8 ball. We the first, we the last fire first. The last high first fire. We the ones being our neighborhoods and shit are heavily policed. 1994, Joe Biden passed the crime bill. He said he needed 100,000 cops. They need a cop on every block to stop crime. Where that shit came? That shit came directly to us. The private prisons went up. They were funded by the government. $46 billion. You know what I'm saying? Put into police forces around America. Put into private prisons. They stocks went up. They shells went from $7 a shell all the way to $14,000 in 2 years. $7 a shell to like $14,000 in 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucking prison rate went from 900,000 up to 1.4 thousand from 1988 to 1994. Then from 1994, we fast forward to 2020, it's over 3 million black men locked up in jail right now, incarcerated. Under these laws right here, the mass incarceration and shit came because they built so many private prisons. They had to put 100,000. They put 100,000 cops on there, and right after that, they funded the private prisons and shit. Which now you got over 3 million motherfucking black men incarcerated right now. Like all of this shit is by design. You have to burn down the system. We're not gonna be able to vote our way out of this. We ain't gonna be able to write no piece of paper for this shit. We gotta tear this bitch down, and niggas gonna die. That's one thing we gotta get to a point to where niggas ain't scared to die. You know what I'm saying? Like, we so fucked up, motherfucker. We can't. It's damn near to a point to like you shouldn't even want to live. How fucked up this shit is. You shouldn't even want to live. You ought to go out dying trying to get this shit here changed, man. And that's just the warrior spirit in me. You know what I'm saying? Because for so long, our ancestors, they weren't going through that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we go back to the Stone Age Rebellion War. When them niggas started cutting up, which was the Stone Age Indians too, I think in South Carolina, then was Indians. Shout out to the Nottaways and Donald Grant. Nat Turner, that's that nigga kinfolk. He'll tell you they was Nottaway Indians. Now the nigga they weren't from Africa or no shit like that. They was from America. And so the nigga after the Stone Age Wars, you know what they did? They stopped bringing in motherfucking African slaves, and they stopped sending Indian slaves out this motherfucker. They stopped it. They shut down the plantations and everything because them hoes was in fear of their life that some shit like that can happen again. You know what I'm saying? They passed legislation through South Carolina for that. You know what I'm saying? But mainly that started because the slave catchers, right? They put guns in the hand of Indians, and they had slave catchers going after them. In Carolina, they had the Cherokee, which was you had Savannah, you had the Catawbas, and they were going after the Cherokee Indians, enslaving them because these were wars and beefs that them niggas was having over tobacco plantations and farms and different resources over there. But the white boy was funding them. You know what I'm saying? And in the end, he ended up overtaking it, but they passed legislation through law to protect the Cherokee from these different slave catchers and all that. Y'all can go look that up in law. But this was a reason why the Stone Age Wars turned up like that. But after that bitch turned up, them whole passed legislation where they stopped housing motherfuckers like that. And a lot of them left there. They hid on the islands outside of there. That's why they started being called the Gullah Geechee people. Some went down into Florida in 1820s. They became the Seminoles.
Yeah. And see, I know about the Gullah Geechee, and I know that was the Stone Age Rebellion. And it's more like it's a bunch of them. You even got the rebellion down there in Louisiana. I was talking about it earlier. Like it's a bunch of bloody rebellions that happened over slaves. That was part of the reason that the Civil War started.
But again, how many people really know about that?
But see, that's the point. That and I'm gonna tell you right now, that starts with us. That starts with us. I sat there and told you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell this story again. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna say this again because Top Cat wasn't here and all that, bro. Literally, just today and yesterday, I found out about my cousin doing the research and going back in history, doing our family tree, and he literally found the goddamn flyer that they used to sell my great grandmother and my great grandfather. My grandmother Jemima Bass, 61 years old, and my great grandfather Willis at 14 years old. This is the slave fire that sold my great grandmother for $310.
See, and we need to go find them and knock their ass off somewhere.
Oh no, I'm not mad about it. You know why I'm not mad? Because somebody in my family is actually doing the history to go learn about our family and tracking down our family history. That shit, we should have already knew this shit from our parents. That shit need to be passed down. That's something that that we should know. We got to hold that to ourselves. Just because you something fucked up to you didn't happen when you was growing up don't mean I don't need to know about it. That's part of our history. That's something we need to know.
But that's why I stress education, especially for our youth, before anything. Because before you can run, before you can sprint, you have to have the foundation of being able to crawl and walk. If you want to do a back handspring, you have to know how to do a split. Now that don't account for the men in here, but it's just to go to say that there is a process. And I feel like, you do have people out here that will fight, but everybody can't fight physically. Everybody can't. And so that's why I say I feel like there has to be more than one way to be able to handle it. It's just like for me, for kids, I don't think kids should be brought into this world without both a mother and a father. That's just how I feel, because there's certain things, but as you all just see, I have one daughter. Okay, I don't have a son. So, and I always wanted a son, but it didn't happen. And my thing is, I feel like now that I have my daughter and I have nephews, I have 2 nephews, it would be very, very difficult for me to be able to show my son certain things that a man can do. There's certain things that men can do that a woman just cannot. There are certain things that women can do that men just cannot. And I feel like in this situation, we have to have educators. We do have to have fighters, but we have to have educators, because with any fighter, even a ninja, you have to go through a mental process first. You have to go through an educational process first.
But if you go back in history, this is where the destruction of the black community started, because a lot of times the men were the fighters and the women was the educators. When you go back in the history of when we was prominent, the women were our educators. They're the one that kept, and they also the ones that kept our history and passed it down. And I learned most of my family history from my grandmother. Right. Before she passed, they were the ones they were the keepers of our information and passed it down. We need to keep that going. It stopped. We had a break between my generation and the baby boomer generation. That information got lost because the generation right there with our grandparents, they were giving us the game. The baby boomers seemed like they stopped.
You know what, man? That's a fact right there, man. And that's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, I changed my whole little direction, man. A lot of motherfuckers stopped checking out my channel though, but I kept going, man, because that shit right there is prevalent, man. I teach American history, real American history, man, because a lot of shit we got fucked up. A lot of shit we got lost. Like, in order for us to know where we're gonna have to know where we came from first, man. It's a lot of shit that happened in this country to us. And now we came and accepted a story that these motherfuckers gave us, which is a breaking our history. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is a breaking our psychology, because we don't know what the fuck actually happened to us. We don't know how to get out of this shit or how to respond to it. But with the story that they gave us, these hoes are able to actually they're able actually to predict our reactions. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they put us in this situation. And so, man, I think, like you were saying about your family, yeah, like with your family's history, you finding out that like that's what we need to do. We need to go back and find out our stories. You know what I'm saying? Our stories all not gonna match up. You know what I'm saying? But we taking on shit that they giving us, like different religions or accepting stories that was taught to us through repository school systems and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, education, I'm all for education, but it's the what type of education you get. Fanon said some real shit on Santee channel yesterday. Fanon, we know how educated Fanon is. Fanon said, man, they compromised because when you go through these institutions, your worldview is grafted by them. You know what I'm saying? Your perception on the world is what they teaching you it is. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, that was some of the realest shit that I heard. Even for him understanding that, you know what I'm saying? Because he decoded the matrix, really, when you think about it. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of our people, they value themselves off of the basically I say the acceptance of the white man, or the acceptance of the history that the white man teach them, or they paperwork that they have with their name on it. They come from this white boy. You know what I'm saying? And for none, that nigga got me when he broke it. Man, y'all go check that breakdown out LDBC Santee Walt and for none.
I gotta go check it.
Powerful.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Since I don't get everybody notification no more, I haven't checked Santee channel out in months, bro. And I used to listen.
You know, he don't go live all the time.
I know, but I got the bell icon. I don't get none of not one notification for Santee. And I used to listen to this. He used to go live after the Smoke City because he talks straight politics, and I'd be looking forward to, because he put me on game on a lot of shit.
Where did 503 go anyway?
What's up, Tracy and Nate? Turn the game.
503 was in here. Yeah, he was in here early. You know, he got that new job. That nigga he be working his ass off now.
We gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna have to wrap it up though. But no, I really appreciate Stay Ready for bringing me on here. Yeah. And it's nice seeing y'all. But I appreciate the message. I think it was very insightful, and I think you all are all doing an amazing job. I think, you know, we all, like you said, we all tired, we all frustrated, but we still have an obligation. We still got a job to do. And so I just think if we all put our heads together, we can do great things. But, you know,
before you get out of here, I want y'all to know tomorrow on the same platform, I'm doing a roundtable. I got it's a community activist here in Houston that's coming on. His name Muhammad Harvey. He's coming on tomorrow, and he's bringing somebody else with him. If y'all want to come on and join the roundtable, let me know. He actually put together a sit down with the police yesterday. He has been planning this before all this happened with Ahmaud Arbery and all this. He's been planning this for a few months. And I was supposed to go and be a part of it yesterday, but I ended up having to do that fundraiser. I didn't find out till the date was too late, but I had already had the fundraiser. One thing I'm about, like I said, when I'm doing fundraisers and charities and things, I'm gonna be head first and be there. So when I gave my obligation to be there, I was there. But I told him, he said he's gonna do more, and I'm gonna be a part of that with him on a lot of things. We're about to get together and start pushing the line. Like, I guess y'all might as well call me an activist, but I'm just tired, and he's gonna come on here and we're gonna have a discussion. We're gonna talk about what he talked with the police and how did that go, and we're gonna talk about a lot of things that we need to come together as a culture, how we need to build solidarity, and how we need to start with unity and things like that, and what we need to do to start changing. You might hear some heated conversation, you might not. It all depends, but it's going to be a great conversation tomorrow. I need everybody that's here now, everybody that was here before, everybody that's coming in that's going to listen later. I need y'all to be there tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And also Tuesday Tuesday, I got the president of NAGA, the Houston Association. If y'all don't know what NAGA is, that's National African American Gun Association. I got the president of the Houston chapter of NAGA coming on Tuesday, and Town Business is going to be on Tuesday. And we're going to talk about our Second Amendment rights once again, like I've been pushing strong as a motherfucker. And we're going to also talk about the laws in California that needs to change. So I need everybody here. Right now, like Top Cat, you preaching history, and I don't get to check your channel out live all the time. I be catching the back end most of the time because, nigga, I don't get up early no more. Shit, I sleep in. I can't catch that 9 o'clock show, but I'm gonna try to tap in on the live and actually listen to a full live, this week, because I got some things I got to do early in the morning, so I'm gonna be getting up kind of early. So I am gonna get to check your live out. But we got some great things coming up, and I really want y'all to tap in, man. And if y'all can join the conversation, man, come join the conversation. If you ain't doing nothing tomorrow, Top Cat, if your ass up, come join in. Same thing you did, Jay Good. If you can, come on, join in. Act, you more than welcome. I know you right there, but you be listening. You like to listen a lot. But you more than welcome to come join the round table, because it's going to be a great discussion tomorrow. I promise you it's going to be a great discussion, and it's going to be a great bill, and I would love for y'all to come join in. I'm actually gonna stream it on Facebook and on YouTube, on right here on YouTube. I'm gonna do both.
Awesome.
So y'all.
That's no. I'll make sure I stay tuned for that.
Yeah. So y'all come through and go ahead and give me some last words, Desi.
No, y'all, I just really appreciate y'all and the work that y'all do. I feel like we don't have enough, it's not enough of us, at least not enough of us that really actually want to do the work. And sometimes, like I said, I know we be tired mentally, we be stressed, we live every day like everybody else, eat shit, piss like everybody else, and like I be trying to tell people, even though we're not batteries, we outlive them. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, we do have to learn how to rest, relax, and discipline our minds, and just try to find better ways of improving our situations. You know what I'm saying? It's for our children, for our men, y'all, before anything, being a Black woman, I feel like a lot of y'all men, especially Black men, y'all got too much shit y'all got to deal with. Y'all got the system, y'all got your own women, you fighting your own men, you know what I'm saying? Your kids, everything. So you all already have had, a pretty rough start, middle, and hopefully not finish. But, it's a lot. It's a lot we got to do out here. So I really commend all of y'all on the chat. Thank you for bringing me on. Yeah, I really respect all of you all, especially as Black Kings. I don't know if y'all mixed or not, whatever, but all the people in the chat that, take time to get some knowledge. Y'all can find me on my Instagram, because I would love to learn from all of you all. And I have a podcast myself, Flicking on My Big Podcast. So I'm going to be doing interviews on there. So if y'all can follow me on Instagram, DesiDC, and just learn a little bit more about me. And I want to learn about y'all too. There's a lot of stuff on here that I didn't know that I'm learning. I know Top Cat, you be coming through with the information, and Stay Ready, you always be having that information, especially when it comes to the gun laws and shit. And I'm gonna have to link with you on that. But now I sincerely appreciate each and every single one of y'all for the shit that y'all do, because it's not easy. But yeah, our kids need y'all, and y'all just keep doing what y'all doing. Hopefully, we not always want to agree with everything, but the fact that we can do that without it having to be tension is what I appreciate more, So yeah, thank you guys.
Already, man. We got to do this bill more often, and we got to replace these leaders we got, because these preachers and pastors they don't speak for me. I don't like Al Sharpton. He don't speak for me. I don't like a snitch. We can't let a fucking narc, snitch, enforcement, or whatever you want to call it, be our leader in the first goddamn place. That already right there make us look soft as shit. So we need to get him the fuck all the way out of there. Hey, Reacher, let me get some last words, my brother. Ak, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I thought you just fell asleep.
Man. Nah, man. Salute to all y'all. Definitely. Salute to Jay Good. Salute to Top Cat. Salute to I'm sorry, Miss. What's your name again?
Des. You can call me Des.
Oh, Des. Des. Sorry, Des. Definitely was a good build. I'm not gonna lie, man. I definitely like what you're doing with the channel. I like, what you've been talking about lately, especially because the boxing been absent. I like what Legendary been talking about too. I be catching replays too, though, Legendary. But sometimes, every now and again, you catch me in your chat. I don't know. Sometimes you be going in, so I don't know if you be seeing me comment when I be saying some stuff.
Yeah,
but especially when you do that African, indigenous, Indian joint, I be liking that. You know what I mean? So keep doing your thing, bro. Like the whole Dubai thing, man. That's dope to me. And man. Salute to the mighty LDBC, man. It's your boy Act Reach. I never steer you wrong, and I'm out.
Already, man. Already. My H-time brethren, Top Cat. Let me get some last words, man. When you going live again?
Probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow at 9 a.m.
All right.
Yeah, man. But I don't know, because I'm supposed to have this little chick on tomorrow with me, man. She out of Florida. Powerful queen, man. She with the shits. I call her the female Top Cat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna turn up with her tomorrow, man. I don't have no set time yet. Man, you know, I always I fucked around and woke up early today. And you was on.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna tune in. Hell yeah. Me and Jay Good do this show every Sunday. You know, I'm getting it together because he's getting his channel together, and you know, once everything get going, we're gonna take this build and start doing it on this channel to help build this channel up.
Yeah, in a real way, man. Y'all definitely got my support, man. I'm gonna share y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? We been waiting on Jay Good to come. You know, he got a feet wet with the Instagram, started doing the graphics and shit. But yeah, man, you know, it's always real, man, coming through. Like I said, man, I fuck around and woke up early, man. I'm glad I caught you. And appreciate the Queen Desi coming through. You feel me? In the real way, man. Shout out to the LDBC. Nay, Tracy, I see y'all pull it up. Double salute, gang. Yeah. In the real way, man. You can too little stay confused, man. Best ever did it, got away with it, man. Tapping in. LDBC all day, man. One.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Desi, this your first time coming through on my platform, so I appreciate you coming through too.
I know. I'm excited. I love you. You're amazing. And like I said, I love your platform, and I love the people, the energy that you're surrounded by. So it's all love over here. But I appreciate you bringing me on more than anything, because you didn't have to. So thank you.
Man, anytime, man. Anytime. And Jay Good, man, go ahead and close us out, because I know you got to get to sleep.
Man, you hear me? When I say it went down, it went down. When I look at that clock, I'm seeing a 3 and a 3-1. Say, hey man, I'm talking about this literally a trip from Dallas to the H. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great build, man. Des, appreciate you coming through, building with us. Love your insight, love the knowledge that you bring. Act Reacher, appreciate you for sliding through, champ. You always talk about that champ. that kills me. Legendary Topcats, man, it's a pleasure, man. I'm glad you slid through. I can't catch, and that's the thing with me working a new gig that I'm working now. My hours are crazy, so I'm getting off like around anywhere between 6 and 8. But also the location I'm at, man, my signal is terrible, so I can't during the day. I'm not as active as I used to be, so I can't really do no type of streaming. My apps don't work. So, but anyway, it is what it is. I still catch up with everybody when I can. I catch them on the replay. But it's been a pleasure, bro. Once again, we did it. Can't wait till next week. I'm gonna try to catch you tomorrow. If I can get in there, I definitely will. If not, I'll definitely catch the replay. So
I'm gonna send you the link.
Just send it anyway. I might slide up in there.
All right. And I just. Today was, I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't even expect. Me and him had a couple other topics to talk about and didn't even get to it.
None of them.
We won't get to it next Sunday, because that one you sent me Oh, we got to talk about that. Like, we definitely got to talk about that. I really want to talk about that.
The thing is, that's gonna get piled on by more shit that's gonna happen this week. So
it is. We gonna keep sending stuff back and forth. We gonna talk about it though. We got to, because that one right there was a big one. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That caught me off guard when I saw it before you sent it, but yeah, I really wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, it's all good.
But we're gonna talk about it. But man, this was a great build. It started off as something we was probably gonna. I had only expected us to do probably about an hour and a half. We didn't roll from Dallas to Houston on this one.
Yes, that's great.
I ain't even mad. I'm not even mad because it was a great build. Like, you don't get too many episodes like this where we put out so much information today that I know at least somebody in here is gonna go research a lot of the shit that we spoke on. A lot of the shit we spoke on. Even if a bunch of y'all probably gonna do it. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all that came through. Desi, Act, Top Cat, Jay Good. You know it's a pleasure. Everybody in the chat. I appreciate the new people that came through. Latrice Thomas and Nate. Y'all gotta subscribe. Search Rose, y'all gotta subscribe. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and be here tomorrow. I promise you, be here tomorrow, man. Y'all come through tomorrow. It's gonna be another great bill. It's gonna be a great town hall we're gonna have tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna name it, a town hall roundtable. And Tuesday is gonna be a great build about your Second Amendment race. So y'all make sure y'all come through tomorrow, please. And check this out. And y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know what y'all thought about everything I did. Share this video. Share it everywhere. All your social media platforms. Share it everywhere. When you subscribe, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can get the notifications every time I go live or I drop some fire content, because I'm fit to get back to dropping my videos. Boxing is back, goddammit. So these videos are about to start coming through every day. I got to get back to dropping a video every day. But man, I appreciate you. Y'all know it's your boy Mac with Stay Ready Boxing TV. You ain't got to get ready if you stay ready, man. Peace. Man.